Welcome, guys, to my Love Island USA season 7, episodes 8 and 9. Hello out there, world. We are
We
after a
are
bit of
back.
a break, and I know I'm late, but got to get this done tonight because I won't be here tomorrow. So I'm probably gonna have to double up on the episode either Sunday or like go live Saturday or Sunday for episode 10 to see the fallout from this episode 9. Um,
Woo!
but with me today to chat about our show is Miss T Joy. How are you, Miss T Joy?
I'm good. Tonight was
That was
spicy.
spicy. You know, I love a leather lingerie night, leather and
Yes,
lace. Yes.
leather
Hi,
and lace. Hi,
baby.
baby.
Welcome. I used to be allergic to lace when I was young
Oh, I
because I
didn't
had
know that.
yeah, very sensitive skin. So I never wore lace, like never wore lace undies or anyway. But now I'm not.
Ooh, isn't that wonderful how we grow out of stuff and grow into stuff?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I do love a good lace moment. Um,
Mm.
so let's start with episode 8. Episode 8, we see Nick and Ace chatting, and Ace says he's done with Amaya. And he says
Yes.
he's yelling because he doesn't want he says the yelling doesn't make him want her. And I think for some people the yelling would be turning on, and yes, I agree. Not gonna lie, Ace had me tickled the way it talks and stuff. Was excited for my getting for real.
Yes. He was like, hey, take her. And she was like, take him. I'm like,
Thank
this is
you.
what
Yeah. And he's just like, listen, he doesn't want anything to do with this. But he had told her that they could be friends, so they could build a relationship as friends. But we see Amaya chatting with Hannah, and she's basically under the impression that they're still getting to know each other and that they're just starting off as friends. And I was like, no, I was pretty sure that he was done with you, Amaya, but that's
right.
not the impression that
That's
she
not
got.
the impression she got.
She's like, Ace is still her number one.
Yep.
She truly doesn't, KB. Amaya does not listen.
She's very
Listen,
fiery. She's very
she,
fiery.
she is, and she's not like literally understanding where we are. Um, and so she's like, she's still going to pursue that, and I'm so confused. A couple of conversations in these last 2 episodes very much confused me with the Amaya Ace Shelly-Austin stuff, because I am very confused as to why Austin and Amaya are not. Actually, I'm gonna back up. I'm not confused about Austin. I have a theory on Austin. I'm confused about why Amaya isn't pursuing Austin.
That's what I'm confused about. But I felt like today in this episode, she was trying to fill him out. I did. This was the first time I felt like she was trying to fill him out to see if maybe she could go down that road. Because remember, she was like, you and I are on the same page about like what is going on. But
Yeah,
she could tell from that conversation he wasn't checking for her. Like
right.
he was so focused on Shelly and how mad he is that Ace is in the way and he doesn't want to be in this triangle. So I
Yeah,
think she felt like I'm not gonna be rejected by two people. So she just was like, I'm not gonna pursue
that's
it.
all. With these couple of episodes, hey, 3M Shaw. 3M Shaw says later when Amaya says she likes toxic love, it made sense to me.
I
Why
know.
yes, like she's a Scorpio, so she's loving the back and forth. And normally, me as a Taurus, I love that little, not toxic, but back and forth. Um,
Oh, okay.
yes, I like the little.
Okay. Scorpios, I have heard like I remember Phaedra Parks, I mean this is somewhere, but Apollo, I remember him saying that him and Phaedra could be not speaking to each other, right? And he was talking to the guys and he was like they would still have sex. because
Yeah.
she's a Scorpio, and he was like, he was like, she liked that toxic stuff. She think the sex is even better that we fussing. He was like, but they would have sex and she would go back to not speaking to him. Like she just wanted the sex and she didn't care like if they made up or not. And he said he used to be like, she crazy,
Yeah.
whatever. But Scorpios are very different. They're
Yeah,
very
they very
different.
yeah, they very much can like separate sex from
Yeah.
that. With this though, I have a theory with Austin. I feel like Austin's playing the game. And I don't think a lot of people see it. People think that he's so sweet and kind, like, because he talks like this.
No, he's
And
weird.
he is playing a game. He wants Shelly only because he
That's
thinks
his
it makes him
ticket.
look good
And
that
that's his only
Ace
ticket to
has
stay.
to.
Nobody else wants him.
No.
At least with her, he's in a triangle. Nobody else even wants any parts of him.
Right.
Except for Maya. I don't
I
know.
think Amaya.
Right. He
Yes.
really should go over there. He really should
But
just go over
the
there.
reason why he's not going for Amaya is one, Ace chose her. So he's like, oh, okay, so I can still play around with Shelly. I don't think he likes black women. I'm sorry. Based on what I've seen, I don't think he likes black women. But
The
I
idea of
think
them to have
the
sex with them,
idea
not
of
to
it
really be with them.
and that Shelly, like, and him could win the show.
Uh-huh.
Because a black woman has pretty much won the show nearly every season except for two. Um, I think he's playing a game, and the fact that he thinks that he has Shelly right where he wants her is what I keep coming back to. I'm like, Austin's playing a game, and it's so funny to me that everybody's like, "Oh, Ace is playing, Ace is playing, Ace is playing the game as well." But the fact that y'all don't see that Austin is playing the game is very, very funny to me.
Ace,
Because
Austin, and Jeremiah are all playing the game. Do
thank
not
you,
get it twisted. The
thank you.
three of them are playing the game. Don't get
And
that
KB
twisted.
agrees. Austin is definitely playing.
Jeremiah's playing, Austin's playing, Ace is playing. But I think that he really is like trying to really get Shelly. I think he thought to himself, I don't know, it's hard to tell, but I think he thought to himself, I'm gonna have to stop all this, right? I'm just gonna have to focus because this is getting crazy and people picking people, and now I might just have to go ahead and just. I was trying to play it off and kick this
For,
can down the road,
yeah,
but I'm gonna have to go ahead and try to get on her.
for all his sexual freedom and all his, oh, like, I'm really into sex. We know that Shelly's into sex and Shelly likes a pursuer. Why is he not really pursuing Shelly until he thinks that Ace is actually pursuing her? Because that's what we see in episode 9. Now Ace is pursuing her. Now he's actually pursuing her. All this time we've seen maybe him, and we could be wrong. It's an edited show. Maybe he made breakfast more than once, but we only saw it once.
Right.
We only saw it once. And it's funny to me that all of a sudden now he is making breakfast. He's putting more pressure on her, but also he just keeps whining about the fact that Ace is also pursuing her.
Right.
And I agree with Rachel. Hi, Rachel. Rachel
Hi,
is
Rachel.
that Austin probably likes the way Shelly looks, but I don't think he
Yeah,
sees her like someone he was serious. I
I
agree.
agree.
I think he thinks the fact that she's bisexual, that she is sexually free, he will fuck her through the rest of the show and then win the show and then dump her. I don't
Exactly.
think he likes black women. I'm sorry.
He is not
Um,
attractive. I don't know what's going on.
and
I'm
Rachel
surprised that
is
Shelly is like really. I'm trying to figure out if she really into him because she be like, when I'm talking to Ace, I just be still checking for
I think
us.
she thinks I think she thinks she should be into him. I don't see any chemistry, and that's what
Me
I'm saying.
neither.
For two people who are supposedly very sexually free, I don't see any sexual tension, anything between the two of them, and
And
they're
her
not saying
Austin is
they're
a freak.
slow
He is a
burning.
freak.
Exactly, and they're not saying. I saw him pick up Hannah and give her this oozing kiss, I'm not like, yes, that was a challenge, but I'm not seeing anything from him with Shelly. I just not.
No.
KB says Austin only thinks that because Shelly is also playing. Ain't no way she's really checking for Austin. These people are waiting for the first vote to get a temperature check.
That's
Fair.
what I'm thinking. I also feel that way with her because I feel like how she does not like Austin. So why does she
I
keep
don't
telling
think she
us
likes Austin.
she likes
But she
Austin?
also,
That's irritating me.
I think she's just like, well, if Ace is not going to check for me, I'm not. Again, I think Shelly is going to be as unbothered as possible when it comes to Ace. So it's like, oh, Austin's checking for me, Ace ain't checking for me. She's going to ignore him whatsoever. Austin is infatuated with sexualization of Black women. Shelly is a stand-in. I agree. And I just feel like people aren't seeing it. People think he's some, it's like the Kendall thing. Like people think he's some good guy that is being played in this triangle, and I just don't think that that's
How
the
do
case.
they think he's a good guy? What has he done to make it seem like he's a good guy?
He's held her breakfast plate while she walks away. Well, that's what I saw on Twitter.
I don't know. It's crazy. I just think everybody's playing everybody. I don't know.
Shelly says she enjoys her conversations with Austin, but there's no chemistry. She has sexual chemistry with Ace, but they have no conversation. Absolutely. But I also think that was Ace trying to play hard to get, and then he realized he can't play hard to get with Shelly if he wants Shelly.
Right.
And I think he wants Shelly of all the women out there.
Yeah.
And now whether that's, I mean, to be fair, he didn't seem that interested in the new Bombshell that walked in, but I also don't know if
he was just playing it up. He don't want her. Yeah.
I don't know if she's his type, so it's probably an easy.
She ain't checking for him either.
It's probably an easy decision. 3M Show says, I think people really dislike Ace right now. They're trying to make Austin a better option. Oh, like people really hate Taylor, and so they're trying to make Jalen seem like some sort of prize. The man who has OVO tatted on his fucking stomach. Please.
First of all, where are the bombshells? These are not the bombshells we asked for.
These are not the bombshells that I keep seeing pop up on social media. Like, these the bombshells that are coming in.
They're lying. Those people just want clickbait. I figured out those people just want clickbait because they don't know coming in.
Look who we
have. Never coming in. Those people never come in.
But wait, look who we have.
Who, me? I'm going to come in.
Welcome to the show,
Hello. Thanks for having me. What's going on, ladies?
Oh, we're just talking about the
dynamic. I mean, we talk to you all the time through chat, but we haven't seen your face.
There's my face. Yeah. Sorry, I only put on a little bit of lipstick because I was like, I am not doing anything today with makeup. I was like, so this is what you got. But
Katie said, yay. Hey, Chantel.
Hi. Hello.
So we're just talking about the Ace, Austin, and Shelly dynamic. And I have said, based on these two episodes, and the episode 7, I feel like Austin is playing a game with Shelly.
Okay.
I don't believe him.
I don't believe them. I think that these two men need to leave Shelly alone. She's too good for both of them. I do not think that she needs to be entertaining either of them. Absolutely. I don't think she actually is interested really in either of them because
I think she's interested in Ace though.
I think that she would have
I think she likes Ace.
I don't know. The fact that they met already years ago or however long ago in New York, they're in each other's DMs. Nothing came about it, with it. I'm like, what's going on there? Now, yes, she probably is interested in Ace, thinks he's cute or whatever, but I feel like he's just acting too childish. I don't find the way that he is acting is fully attractive to me. I don't know, because this could be me on the outside. Maybe if I was Shelly, I'd be like, oh my God, he really likes me. But I'm just not really down with his way of playing into the situation.
I mean, he's 22.
I wasn't either, but I think he's really trying to step it up. That whole cat and mouse thing, I used to tell Tamika, he wants to be pursued. And I don't like men who want to be pursued. You got to pursue me. And I think, we were saying, he got the drift. He can't do that with Shelly. She's not about to pursue him. So he had to tighten up and say to himself, okay, I'm gonna have to change my game plan. So now I got to start planning stuff, and I'm gonna have to start doing these dates, and I'm gonna have to start trying to woo her.
I can understand that, but I think that he's actually doing it to play a bit of a game. So, like, the fact that he was saying to Amaya, like, oh, I don't want you to touch me. I don't want you to do this because, like, we're not there yet. I want to start as friends first.
I have a theory on that one, too.
But I think that yes, he's saying that about her, right? But I think he's now doing this to Shelly. So it looks like, oh my God, he must really, really like Shelly because he's doing all these gestures for her. He wants to hug her. He wants to be around her. He wants to kiss her, licking her body, all this stuff. And I think it's just to show that he's really into her, but I don't think that he's actually really into anybody. Like, I don't think he really gets it. I think all of it is a bit of a performance, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Like, I do think that she's interested, but I think that she could do better.
I mean, I absolutely do. I think we all agree on that. Yes, we all agree on that. That being said, I have a theory that the producers made him pick Amaya.
Maybe.
And I think that is why we're seeing a bit of the things that we're seeing, because I think they said, well, who do you want? And he's like, I don't know, I like them both and I still want to explore. And they're like, okay, so pick Amaya and then you could still explore with Shelly. And then
I think Shelly's the it girl this season, right? And so
you think Shelly's the it girl this season?
Yeah, I do actually.
I feel Wanda's the it girl this season.
No, I think that Shelly's the it girl. From like maybe up until like the last episode, it seemed like they were always trying to. Everybody was kind of looking out for her. They wanted to be with her, and all the guys are kind of talking about her. And then like they're not actually choosing her in the end, which I think is what's annoying. I think that they want to build the season around her more than building it around Alandria. Why do you think Alandria?
I think so too. No, I think so too with Shelly. I think so too.
Because I feel like
we like her, but I'm talking about the producers as of like the show. I think they feel like Shelly is it.
That's how I'm feeling, especially with when the first Bombshells came in, they wanted to see her. Even the way that Austin's talking about her, I know that you're saying that you don't think that Austin's really that into her, but I feel like the producers are making him feel like she's the one that he needs to be with. You know what I mean? And so, I don't know. I just feel like she's the it girl this season.
So the reason why I'm saying that is because I feel like they're doing very similar things that they did to Serena and Cordell last season that they're doing to Alandria and Taylor's conversations, where they're cutting them up. And I've said this a number of times on the show. And then the fact that they just sent this Bombshell in who's specifically coming for Alandria, I feel like it's been a progression of them like this. He's not that into her. Will they, won't they? And now this Bombshell is going to come in and potentially steal her from him. That's what I think. Now, maybe it's both of them. Maybe they saw how well Janae and Serena played last year. And but that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that they are specifically editing out. Whereas I don't feel like we don't really see Ace start really having conversations with Shelly until about last episode, episode 7. And she said that. She specifically said, no, Ace doesn't pull me for chats.
And that's why I think it's false. That's why I think that Ace is full of it. I don't think that Ace is really there to find love or relationship. I think he might be a bit more of a producer plant. I think that he's playing games with Shelly personally. And I think that maybe the reason why they're focusing now on Alandria is because this dynamic with Shelly, Ace, and Amaya isn't really working, and the audience really doesn't care for it. At this point, I want Ace and Austin to get dumped, and to Shelly have a new beginning.
I don't want Austin. I want Austin to get dumped. I don't want Ace to get dumped.
I'm really not enjoying Ace.
I like his little.
We need the entertainment. No, he has
his
to
little
stay.
Pinocchio adventure.
End up with him. He needs to stay for a little while. You know.
He needs to stay. Everybody needs a villain, and I'd rather him be the villain. I don't like Austin. I don't like Charlie. I just don't like those. Jeremiah, I need him to go. Huda, I need to go. Like, they're not
Huda is
entertaining.
out of control. Huda woulda
She
coulda.
is. Like, tonight
She's out of
was
control.
like, tonight was overboard. Like, with the Iris thing, like, she
Got
needs,
about
like,
2 more
none of
times
that
to call
is
somebody a
fun to
bitch,
watch anymore.
and she gonna catch
And
the right one.
uh,
She got about 2 more times with that.
KB says the same thing. I want Austin to say he's entertaining as
Ace.
hell.
Ace.
3M, sorry, Ace. 3M Shaw says Ace is good TV. You
I guess,
can't
well, okay, I can understand like thinking that Ace is good TV. I just think that like he's actually like the way that he treated Amaya. I know that she was maybe acting a little bit overboard or whatnot, but I do think that he was gaslighting her a little bit. I do think that he was kind of playing with her with emotions. Like, if you don't want to be pursuing me and you don't like the way I am at all, why did you pick me to be in a couple with you? I say
And
babe
that's
to
why I'm
everybody.
saying I think that the producers encouraged him to pick her.
Well, whether they did or they didn't, I just don't like the way that he's been
And I
treating her.
definitely don't like
And
how
like even with this last episode when she was getting kissed by somebody, he's all like, yeah, take her away from, like, I was like, come on.
But she was saying the same thing with him. They both are at that point now where they're like they both want somebody to come and rid them of them. They want out of the couple. They both were saying it though. Like, they're done.
King Cooper's here. Hi, King. Happy Thursday. Now, this is my thing. I agree. I don't like how Ace spoke to her. I hated that they tried to do that doc scene moment. I'm like, it
Is
doesn't.
that what was happening? Oh, I didn't even.
Yes.
I didn't even
Yeah, if you go on social media, if you go on social media, it says, "Oh, does this feel familiar?" And I said, "No, that doesn't feel familiar. That's not what happened. That's not what we watched. That was not season 6, episode 22. I'm sorry, or 23. I'm sorry. That's not what happened. So please, like, don't do that. Don't do that." But yes, I think that's what they were trying. I personally, that's what I'm seeing. The puppeteering that I'm seeing that the producers are doing, that's what I saw in it. Now, I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm fully right, but I'm saying that's what I saw. And I do agree with you. I think Ace is playing all the way into it because I think that's why he was brought onto the show. I think he is the TikToker that has nothing to lose. He is not here for he's not necessarily here for love. I think he has money that he doesn't need to be here for anything but more entertainment and visibility.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can't really get behind like a 22-year-old playing this 27-year-old. Like, I just it's too much for me. I think that
I don't think he's playing. I don't think
he's playing a bit of game. Well, then why did he not? I know you're saying it's the producers, but he can do what? Like, he can actually choose who he wants to choose. Right. And the fact that he chose Amaya instead of Shelly, I think that's part of his game thing. I think that the reason, like, oh, now he's making breakfast for her. Oh, he's doing all these big gestures. I really think it's to shove it in Amaya's face and be like, see, I didn't like you. And oh, I really like Shelly. No, I think that he could easily jump ship if somebody else comes along and gives him attention.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think he's gonna play Shelly. Like, okay, let me tell you, Huda, woulda, shoulda. She got some Pisces. She got some water signs. I know she's a Virgo, but she got some other stuff. You need to check her chart, Chantel, because that's not full Virgo. We don't act like that. We don't act like she got a lot of other stuff. Shelly is a Virgo, okay, and she is just going to enjoy being pursued. She gonna eat both breakfasts. She gonna take all the chats, all the dates, even if they couple up. But she's always going to keep her other eye open. He's not going to play her. She might go with him in a couple, be snuggling with him in the bed, but he is not going to play her. She's not going to get played by him.
I don't think so.
She's always going to have options. She's always going to have options.
I don't know though, because like I am just worried that she might get herself in a situation with someone like Ace that's willing. If you're saying he's producer plant, like he's willing to do what the producer says, and I just don't want her to end up getting egg on her face for like playing with this guy. You know, like it's very possible that they might embarrass her. You know what I mean? Possible.
King Cooper says, how much of the show do Bombshells watch before coming in? Do they know about Ace and Six or Huda's baby? So the thing is, they used to give them last season. It sounded like they gave them the like nearly the full episodes. The seasons
yeah.
before that, they gave them clips and they would show it to them and says, okay, who do you like here? Who do you like there? And then they would send them in based on what they were seeing. This season I do feel like they are also going back to the old format of showing them edited down, because it doesn't seem like anybody really knows about Huda's baby.
I'm sick of her with that too. I'm sick of her with that.
I don't think that Amaya knew how much Ace and Shelly were like going at, after each other at first, because the way she was saying that conversation, I also agree with KB. I don't think she was fully listening, because I do think Shelly said to her, oh, me and Ace have had a connection. I think she thought that was like out the window once she came there for some reason. I don't know why. Right. But and this is before he picked him. Picked her. That's what I'm saying. So I do feel like they probably didn't really show her a lot of content. If they showed her anything at all, they might. There was one time a Bombshell who didn't actually go in. Said season 2 said that they showed her clips and said, okay, which of the guys do you like? And she kept saying Jeremiah, not this season Jeremiah, season 2 Jeremiah. And she kept saying Jeremiah got eliminated like episode, like 3 or 4 or something like that. And she didn't know. And so they sent her home, because that's who she kept saying she liked. She didn't like any of the other guys for her to come in and pursue. So I think it's possible that that's what they did to her. It's like, okay, which of the guys would you go after? And she said, oh, Jeremiah and Ace, not realizing Jeremiah is basically married to Huda, and Ace was not pursuing. He was in a something with Shelly, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that's where we are.
I have Astrology Island's Instagram, and so she does a breakdown of the Islanders' charts for the information she could find. So I don't know if this is 100% accurate, because I haven't looked it up myself, but it looks like Huda is a Virgo sun, as we know. She could be either a Virgo or a Libra moon. Her Mercury is in Virgo. She's either a Virgo or Libra Venus, and she has a Leo in Mars, or Mars in Leo.
I think those Libras might be closer to the truth.
Libras love. They just
love, and like they don't want fighting, and they're always in. Before they go to the next relationship, they're still in one. Like they never cut something off. They're always going to the next one.
I think it's Libra.
So it could be Libra,
and they can be very crazy in love, and I think they're
Virgo, and that's not.
Yeah, that's not me. But Jeremiah is a Taurus sun, though, which is good. His moon is either Taurus or Gemini. His Mercury is Taurus. His Venus is Taurus, and his Mars is Gemini.
I saw that he had a.
They actually are pretty compatible, to be honest.
Yes, that's what she said.
No, I love a Taurus man. Don't I always tell you I love a Taurus man?
Astrology Island has said that. She's like, no, Huda and Jeremiah are very compatible. I think she's Middle Eastern, or she might even be Palestinian. She's like, oh, I love a Palestinian girl. So she's just like very on board with them. My whole thing is, from jump, I have called that Jeremiah was playing a game.
Yes.
I do agree, because I've been saying I haven't released all my recaps yet, but I've recorded them. But I've been saying that his face, as soon as she told him about the child, his face wasn't able to hide the fact that he was disappointed and didn't really want to be involved in this anymore.
Yes.
Like his face is kind of like not disgust, but just like disdain. Everything she's saying kind of is annoying him. Like all of a sudden he's not gracious around her anymore. It was lifted a little bit after the Nick conversation. He seemed to be a little bit better about it. I guess it's maybe the perception that his friends might have about him being involved with somebody that has a child. But up until this, like the end of this episode, I was like, that man is only staying with her for the
stand her. He couldn't stand. Yep, I called it last episode. I said, guys, I'm sorry, Jeremiah's over this. He can't stand that girl. He was annoyed.
And he was listening to he is somebody that the guys can get into his head. So the fact that Nick was okay with it made him feel better about it. If Nick would have been like, "Oh, that's crazy," it would have been like, "Let me find somebody else." That new girl Iris, he would have been on her like, "Let me get out of this."
I say I want a recoupling where we vote and they end up in the bottom, and I want to know how he's going to react. I need us to put them in the bottom because that's the only way I'm going to know how he's going to react. Because I think if he thinks that Huda and him aren't reading well with the public, he will jump ship. I'm not saying permanently. I'm just saying I can see him jumping ship.
I think he might. I think he might be playing the long game. Even if he ends up in the bottom, I do think that what he's going to do is he's going to act up at Casa more and then do the whole story of like we get back together and we're still like the couple at the end. I don't think that they will win, but I think that that's the trajectory that he wants to go in. I don't think that he is going to necessarily venture out too far until Casa more, even if they're on the bottom.
He follows all of PPG and M, and I said he's playing the Johnny game. He's playing the Johnny game, and it's going to be the kind of not. I don't want to say the Cordell game because Cordell was genuine in what happened, right? And he also had a lot of people in his head, but I also feel like he's playing the Johnny game in that he liked Shelly. He liked Shelly a lot, but he was willing to play around on her. And
then was young at that time too. He was 21 or 22.
He was 22, and she was older. And he thought that she should forgive him for all this stuff. And I think that is Jeremiah's game. Like he saw it work. That all these guys brought women back, or they did it, and all they got forgiven. And Cordell ended up winning the show, and I think that's his game plan. I'm serious.
I've said the same thing, and I definitely agree. That is we heard him say it. It came out of his mouth like when we can still win the or something. I can't remember exact verbiage, but
I think we should still take this to the end and win this. And I was like, oh yeah, he's still staying with you. He's not meeting your child though.
Yeah.
He might now though that Nick wants to be the fun uncle. He might now kind of warm up to it a little bit more, but it was not part of his master game plan.
It was not. That's why I said you could see it in his head, the wheels turning. Like, oh shit, how do I do this? Because I was supposed to play her in Casa, but I can't play a single mother in Casa. What am I gonna do? So then he started getting annoyed. He's like, oh, she's annoying crap out of me. I can't do this. I can't do. And he said it right. He said it at the top of this episode. He's like, episode 8. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore, right? And he tried to figure out a way to get out of it. And he was hoping that she had told Nick, so that he could use him to help him get out of it. And she hadn't told Nick, which pissed him off even more.
What did you guys think about? I don't remember which episode. It was last episode or this one when she said when he brought her food in the change room, and she said like, "Good." What did she say? Good job. I don't think that's bad. If I
it is bad, and I'm gonna tell you what. But go ahead.
Okay. No, okay. Wait.
Because she's only doing. So this is my thing on Huda in general. I've realized that Huda wants to be liked. She wants to be liked because I think she wants to be the Leah of the season, not win. Because we heard that she's like, I'm not even thinking about that. I know that's not what she's thinking. She's not thinking about winning. She's thinking about being the people's princess of this season, getting the 4 million followers and making it to the end of the show. But in order to do that, she has to be the girl's girl, but also the guy's girl, but also the perfect girlfriend with the perfect boyfriend, right? And so I think every time she does that, she's kind of patting her on the back to show the girls, oh, do you see how perfect he is? Because we saw in the first few episodes, that's what she kept trying to push to them. So every time he comes to the dressing room with breakfast and maybe somebody else didn't get breakfast that day, it's like, look at him. Good job. He's still keeping it up. I don't have to worry about that.
Okay, I can see if you're looking at it in that context, but I'm looking at it like I like praise, and like sometimes I think it's cute and flirty to be like, "Ah, good job, thanks, baby." Like, and you know, it's kind of like a flirty thing to give some praise for doing something that you like some affirmation of like of enjoying what they're doing. But I do see where you're coming from, that it's more performative to show that she's in a better situation than the other girls. But I was just looking at him getting annoyed by it, being like,
He's
"Oh, you're
annoyed
treating
by
me
her
like
because he
I'm a
don't want to
dog."
be in it.
No,
Chantel.
exactly. Exactly. That's what
When
I
you
said
start
too.
not wanting to be in it, everything somebody does annoys
So
you. You're like,
annoying.
why is he
And,
doing that?
and
I'm not her kid. I'm not her
yeah,
kid. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? If she didn't
I
have
yeah,
a
like
kid, he wouldn't even
that's
be thinking that.
exactly
But
what
kid
I
is on his
said.
mind. So he's like,
and,
she trying to teach me like treat me like kid. I'm not her
like
kid.
I'm,
You know?
but I will also say this: if you, so a lot of this too is if you follow some of Jeremiah's social media activity, he's a heavy misogynist,
Oh.
and so
How
all
old
of
is he?
that,
Like 24, 25?
something like that, I
Yeah,
forget.
24.
So everything like that, where it like seems like she's being like facetious and like not like, that's why when the guys were like, oh, she's fake, and he couldn't even like back it up because I think he feels like it's phony. And
Because he
so
knows he's being phony. So like,
correct,
yeah.
Absolutely.
so I think that's why he was just like, he's like, oh, this is just like, this is not a good situation, because again, I think he in his head, they also need to be, they're both playing the game for different reasons on different, like
Right.
she wants to be the girl's girl, which is fake as hell. She is no girl's girl because
She's not a
she's
girl's
like,
girl. She's not a girl's girl.
She's quick to call bitch when like a girl comes into the villa that even looks at her man.
Right.
That's still not girl behavior, unfortunately.
No,
and
it's
King's pointed out here, Jeremiah loves to throw the little misogynistic comments every so
Yes.
often. He
Yes,
does.
he does.
Jeremiah gives red pill, manocephic vibes. They even had a spat at the pit about who was in charge. That's what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
To
Which
you.
that?
So, in episode
The
8,
fire pit when they were sitting.
when they were at the fire pit. Yes, and I mean some of that is Taurus. I will say, I get very much like, I'm not good right now, and in order for us to be good, leave me the fuck alone right now. But I will be just sitting there like this, and it's like, are you fine? Yeah, I'm good. And you
He
I'm
pissed
fine.
me off though at that fire
Yes,
pit.
yes. So
Like, I mean, I know as much as Huda annoys all of us, and like, you know, I would like to see her have a little more confidence, and like not to be, you know, just I would like her to have more confidence. But I do think that it is correct for her to be like, hey, like you've never not like
Oh,
you
no,
never held me like that. Or
oh yeah, her response was totally normal. I got it. Like you.
no,
you
yeah,
don't-
her response was normal. I think
you
her
don't
response
really-
was normal.
You don't usually do that to me when I stand here like this. That's not how you
On
hold me.
the
and he's
flip
like, oh,
side,
and he's like, oh, I could touch you differently. I like I don't have to touch this
on
thing all
the
the time.
flip
I'm
side,
like,
I've done what Huda's done as a Taurus as well to my ex-husband who's a Taurus. Like, I'm saying, like, I understood both ways, but again, it was a fucking pissing contest to see who was gonna win out, who was gonna overtake who, because he does not want to be dominated by that girl, especially in front of those boys.
He definitely cares what the boys think, and I don't know why.
So
Because Ace
embarrassing.
is trying to get in his head every day. Every day, Ace is trying to get in his head.
Well, I mean, fair. Mary says Huda is scamming the scammer.
Everybody's
like trying to be like,
everybody.
you know, the wheels fall, until the wheels fall off. You know, he did say that they're like, unless somebody else comes in, that's like better.
Unless
But
and he won't close it off. And he won't close it off.
I agreed with him because
It's
at
fine.
the
No,
end
it's
of
totally
the
fine.
it's day 7, guys.
I
Like,
agree.
and
I
that's why,
agree. I
yeah,
agree.
that's why Ace is like, y'all are fucking up the vibe. And even based on some of the interview that I've heard from Bella, she was saying the same thing. She's like, we were scared to talk to Jeremiah. We were scared to approach Jeremiah. We couldn't kiss him in challenges. Nothing, like, no. But and she's like, and Huda's her best friend, but she's like, no. And she's like, with Huda, it's also the same thing. She's very closed off. I told her not to be that closed off. They're freaking up the vibe in the villa. So
I mean, one thing I have been
think,
saying on my recaps is that, like, yeah, they better cool it because they're gonna get dumped by the people. Like, if they have
yes,
a chance to dump a couple, they'll get dumped if they're
yes,
too annoying. So, like,
yes.
be fun, be people that, like, you know, you come, like, I don't know, they just don't know how to play this particular game properly.
No, I
And
think
it's not working.
I think they both watched last season and think that this is but it's fake. And the reason why we liked last season was, even though they were unknowns and they really didn't have, I mean, Cordell had a little bit of notoriety, you know, Rob did, and Aaron. But for the most part, most of them had like
Well,
very
they came on for love, right? They actually
no, they
applied.
did not come on for
I
love.
thought the three
None
of
of them.
them. I thought the three of them did. The three
No,
girls. I thought they
no,
said that they applied 2 years in a row, and they actually were
no.
like giving it a go.
Janae applied the season before and they rejected her. Kaylor applied, but not Leah and not
I
Serena
heard
has
Leah.
said no. Serena has said multiple times she did not come on for love. She said she came on to have a good time, to get a break from work, and that's why she ran. Like, because then she walks into the villa and she meets practically the love of her life. Like, that's why she ran. She same thing with Cordell. He said, "No, I wasn't coming on for love. He came on to help his career." And then he found Serena. They have been very, very open about that in interviews.
I never heard that, but anyways, doesn't matter.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, like that, I think that is why they genuinely found love. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, they came in for different reasons, but genuinely found love. So the rest of it really worked.
Nobody was coming on trying to be performative. Nobody was like, I'm going to do this. This is my plan. I'm gonna like all these people. I followed the journey of the people before me. Right.
Except for Kendall.
No, Kendall, and I even said, like, when I was in the immediate cast assessment or whatever, I was like, oh, Jeremiah is the Kendall. Yes, and it's actually funny, he is playing the Kendall role in the fact that he is so fake about his pursuit. He's fake about his reasons for being there. He, like, there's nothing genuine about maybe his relationships with Nick. He seems to really like Nick, and they do seem to be pretty close. But other than that, like, I feel as though this whole love thing, always, I'm here to find a relationship. I want to come out with your partner. I'm like, I don't buy it. And I didn't buy it from Kendall. And I really don't feel like seeing Kendall on After the Villa or after.
I don't either.
I'd be fast forwarding. He has a nothing burger storyline, except for when I hope Nicole curses him out. Quinn Too Pretty is here and says, I checked Ace from jump. He's only there to win the money. He doesn't care about anyone. Ace doesn't need the money. He's not there to win the money. He's here to entertain. He's here to be the entertainment of the show and to get more notoriety and go back home and be a TikToker. He doesn't need the money.
He's just a menace.
I love the dance thing they were doing
today. Yeah. Like, we see he did his thing. That's right. So he doesn't need the money. This is all about more notoriety for himself. I'm not saying that I believe he's here for love. I'm not saying that I feel like he fell in love with Shelly. I'm just saying I don't think he came here to win the show and to make money. That's not why he's here. He doesn't need it. What else? So yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like Jeremiah and Huda are playing games, but they're playing games for two different reasons. I think she wants more notoriety, more clout, and then she found Jeremiah and she's obsessed and she's like, oh, he's the perfect guy. I really like him. And now she's just hung up on him. So
now I do have to say, when I was watching the first episode and they saw each other, I did catch a vibe. I was like, oh, those two, they really they saw each other. I felt that they were interested in each other.
So you always gonna feel it. You gonna feel it. I feel it. I always feel it.
So I mean, initially it was
that must be a Virgo female to a Taurus male, because I don't feel it.
I know when they first did, I was like, I even said it on my recap. I was like, oh, whoa, okay, yeah, they like each other for sure. Like, I definitely, it was palpable in my opinion. And so it was there in the beginning. And so I do think that there is some truth to their connection, but I think that they're both pushing it too far, especially Huda. And the fact that she has a child that she's bringing into the situation, it makes it a little bit more manipulative with like keeping him involved. Like it doesn't seem as genuine anymore, and it's not evolving organically anymore, it seems. So I don't know what they're gonna do about this whole relationship, because did you guys notice when she was talking to Nick about her child, the music that they started playing, it was this like tinkle tinkle, like really soft melodic music. I'm like, okay, they're really trying to
push this Huda Jeremiah thing. I've seen it.
Yeah.
But
I
Nick
see it.
has asked more questions about
That's
that.
why they get a date.
The same thing.
That's why they got the date. They are trying to push Huda and Jeremiah to us, and it's not working. It's not working in the slightest. King says, I can see Ace trying to do the reality TV circuit. I wouldn't be surprised to see him on something like The Challenge after this. I absolutely agree. He's not there for money. He like to win the show.
So
but
why do you think he has so much money? Like, how much money do you think he has? Like, just from
he has millions of followers on TikTok. He's been on lots of like TV shows, like daytime TV shows. He's done
as an actor.
No, as himself. He teaches dance to people all over the world, like cancer survivors, children, people in foreign countries. Like he is a very I wasn't even following him, and I knew who he was. I'm not a big TikTok person, but I knew who he was. I'm
pretty heavy in the dance community, and I do not know him, but I saw the stuff that you sent over. But yeah, I don't really.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know that he's that rich that he doesn't need the money. I think everybody's okay with getting an extra 50 grand. But like.
Yeah, I just don't think he came on to stay with anybody to win the show. No. I think he came on to stay on, but not to find love to win the show. No. So we're like with Amaya, she's basically like she's still thinking that Ace is her number one, but she's promised not to call him babe anymore. Jeremiah chats to Alandria, and I loved this conversation with Jeremiah and Alandria about the fact that Huda has a child. And this was it. He has 1 million followers on TikTok, and he's been on J Hud and GMA. He's been he travels all over the world. Yeah. So Jeremiah says that he's never talked to a girl with a child because he wanted that to be something for him and his partner to create together. But he likes Huda, and that he won't know for sure until he gets outside the villa. And I was like, yeah. So he thinks that he can handle it, and he asks Alandria her thoughts if she's ever talked to someone with a child, and Alandria says she has. But it didn't go too far. And the reason is because baby mama and baby daddy situations are very complicated. And so she backed off. And she's not wrong there. And she says she loves what Jeremiah and Huda have, but she wants him to continue to explore her. But remember that he's now doing it as a package deal. And Jeremiah says he understands. He likes Huda. He likes kids. He will feel better when Huda tells Nick, which he's supposed to do tomorrow, because he needs a guide's perspective in this situation. And Alandria notes in her ITM, she was raised by a single mother and that they deserve love too. But she says that if you want to take it on, you've got to take on all of it. And this is why I love Alandria. She is very, very, like, she has such a good grounding because her ability to look at all sides and be very truthful to him, but also support Huda. I love her.
She can be a little bit messy though.
She's messy. She's a Gemini. What do you think?
Like when was it which episode? I don't know which episode I
watched. Yeah.
No, when the breakfast. No, which breakfast? The first time the breakfast thing was happening, was that 2 episodes ago? And she told
he tried and it failed because Amaya got into an argument.
Yeah, exactly. That one.
Oh, that's the next morning from this. Yeah.
Oh, today. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she tells him to think it through, and as long as he's okay with it, it should be fine. And 3M Shaw says, yeah, Alandra gives honest, real advice without throwing Huda under the bus. Exactly. I agree. And Mary says, we want Ola to be more messy. I love a messy Ola. And so we do see Austin pulls Shelly for a chat, and he says seeing her with Ace makes him feel weird. He's emotionally disconnecting because he's scared. But she tries to reassure him and says that Ace not picking her did make her feel away, but ultimately Ace and her don't have the time in that Austin and her had, and she can see the connection growing, so she promises to figure it out. This makes him feel better. And I'm like, if she really like had a connection with you, nothing this guy was doing would have her entertaining him. And I just don't see it with you guys. Austin says he's not falling for Shelly. And I was like, yeah, you're not falling for Shelly. Like I knew, but you're portraying it to everybody and their mother like you're falling for her and that she's doing something to you. But he's being vulnerable with her. Yet he has not told her that he kissed Amaya the day before.
I'm like, when is everybody gonna find that out? Nobody say anything about that.
But it's hard for him, and that's why it's hard for him to be vulnerable. That's why he sleeps around so much. I'm like, how'd that work?
Because
go to therapy.
Just have sex.
And then somebody said on my Twitter when I said, it's so funny that you guys have not peeped Austin. And I do think KB said some people have, but that Austin is playing just as much of a game and is just as toxic as Ace because he's sitting there talking to you guys like that. And somebody said,
I'm not a fan of Austin.
Yeah, Austin is literally and Ace are literally two sides of the same coin. I said exactly. I wish other people would know that.
I mean, I have to say though that this last episode I've been liking Austin a little bit more, but I do think that he's playing a game and he's looking for somebody else to hitch his wagon to, and I want him to move on because I don't want him to be involved in this triangle. Like let Shelly be free, please, and find somebody else.
I want him out the house.
He can leave the house too. That's fine. Yeah. I'm not hooked on him myself.
And I personally feel like the producers sent in another girl to make sure that Austin does not go home.
So who's gonna go home then?
I don't know. 3M Shaw says, "Don't fall for it."
No, I'm not into him. But like, I find that he sounds like Scott Disick, and it actually really annoys me.
Yes, his voice
between that and his social media activity, that man ain't right in his. I don't like him. I want him gone. Huda and Jeremiah chat, and this is where things got interesting because she's like, she wants to know why he won't close things off because the night before she said, oh, so we should just close things off, and he's like, no, and she's like, so you're pursuing other people, and he's like, no, nothing's changed. Yeah, I agree, Mary. But he can't say he's closed off, and she's like, but like someone could come in then, and he's like, no, as of right now, we're good, and she's about to, as of right now. And she's like, it's just day 7. The only thing that we have is the X amount of time. I think we will get there. And the thing is, I'm like, I'm so mad at Huda because she has me agreeing with Jeremiah. I'm like, he's right.
Now, Miss T Joy, do you have no chill like Huda? Has there ever been a chance that you have no chill like her? Ever?
I don't know. I'm not as territorial. She's very territorial over him, and I'm just not like that. I'm a slow kind of burner. But once I'm on you, I'm on you. Like Serena, I'm kind of slow with it. But then once I'm on it, it's my man. But it's gonna take me a while to get there because I'm thinking of all the things that could go wrong, and I'm analyzing and all of that. But then once I get there, I'm there, and I'm loyal, and I stick, and that's that's it. But 7 days in, no, I'm not even giving you my real number. I give my Google number at first. So 7 days in,
you ain't even talking to my representative.
You don't even have my real number.
Huda ITM, she could see life with Jeremiah outside the villa, and I'm like, what?
Really?
Uh, but like you said, Chantel, he says, well, I'm with you till the wheel falls off, and hopefully that doesn't happen. He's not gonna lie that there's no potential for something to happen. I was just like, this man wants out, he wants out, he wants out.
I do agree.
Yeah. Huda says, okay, so I should talk to other people. And he looks at her like she's crazy. And he said, I am not actively pursuing other people. Huda says, okay. And Jeremiah's,
he's a little controlling.
Yes, he is. He's like, I've shown you that. She's like, I know, you're doing great. He's like, I hate when you say that. Seems like you're talking like I'm a kid or a dog.
Do nothing right. She couldn't do nothing right.
Hood is like, I'm sorry. Can we shower tonight? Hood, Jeremiah, no. Hood, and she
Taylor,
says,
Taylor number 2, please. With that shower.
Yeah, no.
It's just putting a band-aid on it by sexual activity.
Having sex, yeah. Taylor says that to the guys that the physical part is not there yet. And again, I keep saying he's talking about the physical connection in that the touching, the rubbing up on each other.
I think he really just planning dates because Ace planning dates and they all just fall behind each other. And he ain't gonna outdo me. I'm gonna do a date now too. I still don't know if he's really pursuing our girl like we want her to. Want him to, but
I think he is, but I get that not everybody's gonna see it. Listen, I was riding for Serena all of last season because I saw what I saw in her and it went up. So we'll see what Taylor brings. So I personally think he likes her a lot, and I personally think that he also is possibly a slow burner. I think they both are.
Until I saw Belle-A talking about Taylor was sorry he couldn't pursue her.
That's not what she said.
She said in the interview, she said that he said, I'm sorry I didn't get the chance to explore things with you.
Yes, and
that's what I heard. And she was like, she kind of wanted to as well, but Alandria was like very close to her and she didn't want to step on any toes. And she was like, my loyalty got in the way of that. I wanted to be loyal to her, so I didn't want to do that. So I did not know that they were even checking for each other. Is what that was news to me.
But I don't think they were. Because even what you said,
I wanted to explore someone if I wasn't checking for them. Like if I'm in the house, I'm not going to say I'm sorry. If Austin leaves, like if I was in the house and Austin left, and or if I left and I said, and I'm talking to the interviewer, I'm not going to say Austin and I had a conversation, and I was saying that I was sad that I didn't get to explore things with Austin. If
you weren't
wasn't checking for him, like if I wasn't checking for him, thought he was attractive and wanted to explore.
So she has said two different things. She said on one interview that he said he was sorry he couldn't explore things with her. She then said in another interview that he said he's sorry that he couldn't save her and that he would talk to her on the outside. And so people are saying that he wants to dump Alandria, and that is not what I'm getting from basically what she has said. I don't think
he wants to dump Alandria, but I'm just saying I didn't even know that
there was a potential that they wanted to chat, they wanted to talk, whatever. Yeah.
And my whole thing is what was stopping both of them from talking.
She said what was stopping her loyalty to. She probably didn't know if Alandria was gonna act like Huda. And her loyalty to Alandria was just like, I'm not going to create this triangle. I'm already in one with Sierra and Nick. I'm not going to create one over here. And this is my girl.
I do think that if we look at her ex-boyfriend, her first only love, it's a little bit similar, I would say, just like aesthetically to Taylor with the dreads and light skin.
And I couldn't really see in another interview, she did not pursue him because he looks like her ex.
There you go.
So I'm saying that just because they're saying they feel bad for not looking into that. Coy said the same thing about Serena last year, that, I should have pursued Serena, right? When he got dumped. But that does not mean that that's what would have happened. If
I
you
mean, I
didn't
didn't see
do it.
this interview, but I think what Miss T-Joy is saying is that from what she heard that she said in whatever interview that she saw, that she was like, oh, wow, there was like a potential interest there that
Yes.
we didn't ever get an
Right.
opportunity
Thank
to
you.
see
Right.
And
explored
That's
at
all I'm
all.
saying. That's all I'm
yeah,
saying.
and
I'm
all
not
I'm
saying
saying
anybody
is
was
I
gonna
feel like
jump
if
on
it
the
was a
back.
real interest, they would have done it. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, I didn't hear what she said. Sorry.
I'm saying if it was a real interest, they would have done it.
Well, I mean, that's not necessarily true because if, like, well, A, we're saying, like she said, because of her loyalty to her friend, she didn't
Mhm.
pursue it. And B, if you're saying that the producers have invested interest in Alandria and Taylor, or like they want that to be the it couple, maybe they also kept them apart because you know that they have to schedule who they're going to be having speaking
Mhm.
time with and who, so that might not have been the storyline that they wanted to show or to focus on. And so it could have also been the producers that prevented them from having the conversations that we would have needed to see in order to see that there was a little bit of interest there. So the
Which is what
producers
I'm
also
saying.
could have stepped in there. I'm just
Which
saying
is
there's
what I'm saying.
a couple things.
But that was day what? She got dumped on what, day 3 or 4?
I don't know. I haven't seen the interview.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
what day she got done. I don't know.
Yeah, she got dumped on day 3 or 4. And I personally think if they wanted to explore it, they should have. Because I thought that's what was gonna happen. Because like I said, when I looked at it, I was like, oh, she's definitely gonna talk to him because he looks
But
just
we
like
did
her.
hear from last season that even Leah and Miguel talked about how they really wanted to have a conversation and the producers did not let them have a
Right, after Casa.
conversation. And so like, and they really,
After
and like,
Casa.
he was really mad about the fact that they weren't able to have a conversation. And this was when they were both established, at least in the villa. And so, I mean, it shows though that the producers do have a heavy say on which relationships you're allowed to pursue and when you're allowed to pursue them. And so who knows if they were left to their own volition, maybe they would have had a few conversations, but we'll never know, I guess.
And also, there was a point where Miguel wanted to pursue Leah and he didn't because the boys told him not to. That's all I'm saying is they all make choices, right? Just like you said with Ace and Shelly. So it could be a mixture of both, is what I'm saying. Amy is here. Amy says that Bella's interview, she heard Bella's interview. She's still in Fiji. I bet she comes out for Casa. No, she'll be on After Sun on Saturday because Janae and Serena will be there with her on the panel. So they just didn't send her home because she didn't get to come on After Sun this past Saturday. So she'll be on After Sun this coming Saturday per their little newsletter that they sent out. So Jeremiah says, that's okay. Do you see yourself like kissing her and stuff? And Taylor's like, I did kiss her. And he's like, you did? He's like made up? He's like, yeah. And so
what do you guys think of the kiss?
I like the kiss, but I'm that type of person. So
like that.
Yeah.
It was awkward at times. And
Mitzi thought it was awkward. I didn't. So
I thought it was awkward personally, but it could just be because I'm just not sure about how they feel about each other. So like, I wasn't sure.
I found that a lot of people who aren't sure how they feel each other felt it was awkward, and the people who are just like, no, I think he likes her, is like, no, that was sexy. So, but also I see people do the same thing with Ace and Shelly. If it like their conversations and like their touching, they think the same thing. Like some people who think
I personally think that like they have Ace and Shelly, they do have a little bit of like a vibe. Like I do think that they have some chemistry. And before all this mix up happened, I was shipping them as someone to be together for sure. But I feel as though it might be a little bit forced with Taylor and Alandria, but I don't know if it's just two slow burners trying to come together. They're friends. Like I just don't know if it's just this dynamic I'm not used to seeing. Like I understand when I see the chemistry off the bat, and so I'm not sure about it. But I did say on my recap for this episode that when she was dancing for him and giving him a little bit of a little BDSM, I was like, this is definitely going to make him be in, like, I think it's going to shift the dynamic of their relationship, because I think they're now seeing each other a little bit more in a sexual light, a little bit more, like, it kind of like open that door a little bit. And so the, like, any awkwardness that might have been there might go away, because they've already kind of crossed that threshold. So I think from this point forward, I think that they will be more, for me, natural in their kind of interactions, like physically.
King Cooper points out something here. I think Taylor isn't used to having a woman of this caliber, and I agree with that. I also want to point out, so Miss T Joy and I had a conversation after our show on Tuesday. Was Tuesday, right? No, Monday, because I wasn't here Tuesday. So, two things. Taylor and Alandria both have said, 1, slow burners. 2, love languages are gifts. Gifts are more tangible, and it's a little hard to show that in this setting, right? Like, you can't really buy things. So we do see, like, with Taylor, he's been doing a lot more of like the acts of service for Alandria up to this point. And he really has been building their relationship doing that. I think that the fact that he couldn't buy her gifts, it's a little bit hard for him to get out of, okay, so how do I show her that I'm really paying attention? I really care. I can't buy her anything, right? I can't buy her flowers. I can't show her that I heard her and I want to give her this. So I do think that he's trying with, now that she said, oh, give me more physical interaction, because maybe physical touch is her other love language, right? Maybe that's her number 2. And for him, his number 2 is acts of service, which is what he's showing, right? And then the other thing I was saying about Taylor is, I do feel, which is also the reason why I'm not surprised him and Bella Dasha were connecting, because I do feel like him and Belle Dasha,
slow burns.
Well, not even slow burn. She's very reserved, right? Yeah. Christian based. I don't think her body count was 1. His body count, I don't think, was very high. We know he grew up in Oklahoma. We know that he said that everybody's been with everybody in Oklahoma. And then he went outside and he joined a Black fraternity. I don't think this guy is the guy that you guys think he is. I do think he's a little more reserved.
I don't think that's what. Well, it's not what I'm saying. Anyways.
No. I'm talking out to the masses. Yes, not to necessarily you, but I think that he is a little bit of a not a fast mover, which is why I do think a Belle Dasha could appeal to him, because I do feel like he thought, well, maybe she's more of my speed,
but I think to move at the same pace.
But absolutely. I think he's attracted to
Alandria.
Yeah, but people don't think he's attracted to Alandria, and I do.
I think he's attracted to her, but I don't know. Like, I'm not sure yet. We'll see after this next episode with like what I said about the threshold, how they interact, because I wasn't sure if he was actually excited about the kiss or he wasn't. Like when he was telling the guys, you know what I mean? I just wasn't sure how he felt fully, and so I would like to see after this episode to fully form my opinion. I'm just kind of collecting data right now.
Yeah.
Well, you mean episode 9?
Yeah.
Okay. So we do see Sierra give Amaya a hug. She had an emotional day. Jeremiah asks Austin how he's feeling. Jeremiah says, "Are you 100% pursuing Shelly right now?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm just like, this makes no sense to me. Why are you not pursuing Amaya and Shelly? And I said,
how did that drop off?
I think it's because he's not really into non-white women. And so he's like, if I'm going to pursue a non-white woman, I'm going to pursue the Black woman I'm coupled up with. We know that Black women do very well on this show. And she's freaky. And I think he's fine with potentially having sex with her. I don't think he wants Shelly, though. I don't.
I'm not sure if he actually wants her, but I do like, at least he's trying to pursue her, and like at least he's trying to like make her feel loved or liked, or what I mean. He's actually showing quite a bit more than some of these people have been showing about like how they actually feel. So whether it's fake or not, at least he's putting in a little bit of
playing the
effort.
game better.
he's
Correct.
He's putting in effort. That's all I can see right now, right?
Ace wants to plan a date for the next day. He asks Nick to set up a yoga session. Shelly notes that Austin's in his head, and she keeps trying to reassure him. Ace comes in and hugs Shelly and says goodnight in front of Amaya. And so he lays in bed, and Amaya's like, "You're not going to hug me?" And he's like, "No, respectfully." No. So the next day,
I was like, he's so petty. He's so petty.
He plans this date, and we find out the dates for Shelly, and but we see Shelly come down making breakfast for Austin. But Ace stops Shelly for their date and tells her to get dressed, and she immediately stops, which is another reason why I'm like, girl, you do not like Austin. I'm sorry. You don't like Austin.
I was like, you not gonna finish cooking them pancakes? You ain't gonna do nothing? She immediately stopped, probably put that bat in the refrigerator and went upstairs and got ready for that date. She was about. I
still want to know how many breakfasts has Austin made, because also you lucky she was doing that. So she goes upstairs to get dressed, and Amaya stops her and says, "What's going on with her and Ace?" And she's been pouring her heart out to her, and Shelly's like, "What?" And she's trying to talk, and she's like, "No, but you were hugging Ace in bed last night, and I've been coming to you, and why is that?" And Shelly's like, "I've been open and honest that Ace is one of my connections," and she feels like she has not been shady in any way. We see Ace hearing the whole thing downstairs.
Well, and maybe was he actually hearing it, or do you think that it was just like the producers making it look like he could hear? Because like, why did he need Alandria to tell her what?
I think he can hear, but not hear all the words. You know how you hear like commotion, but you can't make out.
Remember when Rob was downstairs? Rob and Aaron were downstairs from the balcony listening to the girls talk. When they were trying to get Leah out, and he got Taylor and Liv against Leah, so they all sat on the balcony, and you could hear. But with the door open, you can hear into the makeup room if they're yelling. Yeah, you can hear. I don't, like Miss Tidra is saying, I don't know if you can hear make out every word, but also Amaya yells pretty loud. So she's a New Yorker. So she listen. That's
I wish though she was a little bit more clear in what her issues are, because she kind of isn't like, she's a little bit all over the place, and like she did have some like points that she could have made that would make without it looking like she was being unreasonable. Like she could have made her point.
It was misdirected. You're really upset with Ace, but you're trying to take it out on me. And that's not right.
And I get it. Her and Shelly were friends on the outside. Right. So I get that. But then you should have given her the benefit of the doubt to calmly come to her and say, "Girl, like, what's going on with you and Ace?" Because I realize it's you he wants to pursue. And I feel like at the end of the day, he's disrespecting me in order to pursue you. And so what are your feelings for him? And she would have said, I told you before he was one of my connections. Unfortunately, that hasn't stopped. I did feel the way that he picked you, but he picked you, and I'm trying to be as respectful of that as possible, but I also don't want to cut off that connection. It was something that we've been working on, not actively, but a little bit before you got here. And that is how she should have approached it, because
absolutely, and it would have been well received. But like,
Amaya doesn't listen though. She's very high-headed.
She doesn't listen, and she talks over people.
Yeah, so she says that Ace said his only boundaries, his setting only boundaries with her. And King Cooper points out something here. I peeped she chose to check Shelly at the moment Alandria wasn't around.
Oh, okay. I'll keep my eyes open for that.
Yeah. So she's like, we know each other from the outside. Why are you being shady about your feelings? And she's like, if I would be able to get a word in, I could explain to you what's going on. And Maya says, well, if that's how things are going to be, you can have him.
Now, to be fair, if I were Shelly, I would get the ick. If like the guy that I'm talking to has like, he brings all this kind of drama and girls like yelling about it, like I just would be like, okay, I don't know if I wanted to be messing with that man personally, but Maybe on this show I would change my mind because I don't have anything else to do.
I was gonna
But
say, well, on the show, you don't have any choice because somebody's always going to constantly try to mess with your man.
And especially if I already knew her and I already know how she is, that wouldn't even give me the it because I already know she blow things out of proportion.
Yeah.
I had it.
So Shelly, I think that her feelings for Ace have been made very clear since day one, and she feels that Amaya is just upset with Ace and taking it out on her. They ate in a marriage, and I was like, facts. And Shelly does tell Amaya,
you can have him. I can have him because he don't want you. What you talking about?
Oh my goodness.
She's never been shady or sneaky, and that's not how she moves. Alandria comes down and tells Ace, she's like, I'm not telling nobody business. I was like, I love Alandria. You cannot make me hate that girl. But you need to move more transparent.
Now, I do wish, though, that she didn't say anything. This is what I was going to say before. Because after she's like wanting to see what would have happened. Like, I wanted to see what would have happened if he still did the yoga date. After this whole, like, I wanted to see that mess, but she kind of stopped that mess from really happening. And then she kind of was like, I wanted to see what happened.
Abort it.
No, I wanted her to just let that ship sail.
No. Well, why Shelly go back to cooking the pancakes? Like, ain't that happening?
I don't know what you're talking about. Taylor goes over his chat with Alandria from the night before with Nick. And this is another thing that somebody also pointed out to me, and I do agree with it. I don't feel like Ace and Nick would be pushing him so much towards Alandria if they did not think he liked her. Because we've seen them push other people towards other people. They think that they shouldn't be with the person that they are with. So I do find that in this conversation, it was interesting that Nick says that that the conversation that he had with her where she was saying that she's been on him since day one and it would take a lot to get her head turned. And Nick said, well, that's reassuring. So it sounds like he was concerned that her head would turn. And I think it might have been from the kiss the first time. And Taylor says, yeah, that is reassuring. And Nick notes that him kissing her is the first physical interaction they had outside of the challenge. And he says, yeah, with anybody. So he says that feels like if we keep building on that, it will move and I can keep reassuring her and there won't be any problems and she won't be blindsided by anything. And Nick says, I'm happy for you. And I feel like the fact that he said, I'm happy for you is because this is what Taylor wants. And he's like, I can see it working out with you guys, even though it's at a slower pace than other people, but there's nothing to worry about. He just wants Taylor's happiness at the end of the day, and they hug. That's also the reason why I really do think Taylor likes Alandria. I think he just wants to meet her needs because, as Kid Cooper says, I don't think he's ever had a baddie, and it happens. Right?
I think Nick is a boy's boy, though. Nick do be coming through for the boys.
Nick
he is
will tell you not to be with her, though. We've seen him.
Yeah, right. And that's what I'm saying. If he thought it was, he would be like, maybe you should move on or something. And he is a boy's boy because he's there for Jeremiah. He's there for Ace. He's there for Taylor. He even be talking to. I mean, he kind of awkward with Austin because he ain't like that. That interaction. He told
Austin, I think you should move on, and he told Jeremiah, I think you're moving too fast. This is why I'm saying what I'm saying. He has been very much like, don't do this or do this. Yeah, which is why my naughty trio is my favorite. You know who the naughty trio is?
Who's your naughty trio?
It's Ace, Taylor, and Nick.
Oh, like the boys. So for Taylor and Alandria are Geminis. They're actually both not really acting like Geminis. It's interesting. I thought one of them was the earth sign.
They're very much acting like one side of a Gemini, right? The reserve side, right? Whereas Cordell is a Gemini and he is actively the energetic, life of the party. Like my best friend's like that. She's very much like the life of the party, but when she's home, she's reserved, she's comfy, she's cozy, like, you know, she's very mothering. But when she's out, like everybody loves her. She's the fun life of the party. That is her public face. And then people think that she's two different people, but really it's the same person. She just shows up different. And Cordell is very much the same way. And the side that Serena says that she likes better is
the other side.
The other side, the reserve side, which everybody doesn't see. Yeah. So she's like, no, he has like this. She's like, I'm the chatty one when we're home and in bed. Like he's the more reserved one listening to me. Like he's calm. And you see it when her house got broken into. That man was pissed. That's when his like start coming. The difference between Cordell and a Taylor is Cordell is very pursued. Like he's like, I'm going after what I want. I'm going after that girl. I want her. I'm going after it. And I feel like what me and Miss T Joy said on Monday, he's very much chalant about her, right? That man is never going to be nonchalant about a Serena. He's going to be chalant. And that's the difference between him and a Taylor. I feel like Taylor's reflex is to be reserved and maybe not be as pursuing. And in this case, he has to flip it in order to get.
If any of this has to do with just like locationally where they grew up, if it didn't allow them necessarily to be as outgoing or as like forward in that kind of way, you know, like with the very, very you know, courteous and like respectful of women, and you know what I mean? And it's a little bit more of like more polite now. We're not saying that Cordell's not polite, but I'm just saying like just the culturally, I wonder if that's is maybe preventing them from being a little bit more gregarious.
Well, Cordell also grew up in two different worlds, Texas, if you think about it, right? So he grew up in Texas, but his dad and his brother have ties in Miami. So he used to go in California. He used to go travel and visit his brother a lot. And so if you go, like Cordell follows a lot of like strippers and stuff like that. Like his brother used to introduce him to a lot of celebrities. So Cordell has a different stance of world that but if you see his gentlemanly side is there when you really have a conversation with Cordell. He's very much so. Yes, I agree. I think it's the way that they grew up, and I do think that him pledging a black sorority fraternity also might have expanded his world, but maybe not as much, because I also don't know how far he ventured out from where he still was in Oklahoma.
So like maybe he didn't play like sports, so he didn't get that whole like girls all over him all the time. And, like,
he was around animals.
Yeah. I mean, so Tia is saying, hi Tia. Tia's saying, but Taylor is slowly becoming that outgoing.
Like with the group and stuff. Yeah, absolutely. And it's like I just want him to be a little bit more obvious with his pursuit of
Alandria. And
I don't understand why they're not at least cuddling, because I feel like that's in the dark and nobody's looking at you and watching you.
I think that was her though. Because that's what she
well, no, but she was saying that just like, you know, she wouldn't mind having him rest his hand on her leg and stuff like that.
Now that was like
episode? I don't know which episode.
Yeah, it was episode.
They're still not doing it, so that's what I'm saying. I don't know why. Like even this episode when they panted in the bed.
Well, he was grabbing her, but I'm saying it just started, right? Like she was saying before, oh, they were this much apart, and that made her feel comfortable. So that's what I'm saying. I think that was partially her, and then she spoke up, and then he was like, okay, so I can move in. I just don't know. I don't think he knows how, right? Like I don't think it's something that he's used to doing. I think he's more reserved with that space in private, right?
Because even Ace had to tell him, now dip her, and then once he dipped her and brought her up, I don't know, it seemed almost like she went in for the kiss. I don't know, it almost seemed like that to me.
In the
booth? That kiss was long and it was good, and he was excited. Like, oh, did y'all see that kiss? And I'm like, is that performative because everybody's watching, or are you really excited?
I was like,
I don't know. I was screaming. I was excited, and I'm like, I hope he's excited because I'm excited for them. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. So we do see that this conversation was funny. Shelly sits with Austin and Jeremiah. She tells them about the Ace and Amaya, and and Austin's like, "Oh, but that's not you." And Austin thinks that the drama is giving him an advantage because he's so laid back. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think it is. I think
Yeah, but
she's
he
getting
was
pulled
convinced
into
because
the
he
drama.
was like, Shelly doesn't like drama.
But Shelly's a Virgo as well, right? So Virgo and Capricorn, they go well together. I don't know. How's she gonna? Do you think? How do you feel about Leos again? Yeah, you don't like them always needing the shine, right, Miss Joy?
Right.
So
Right.
I'm just curious if like eventually that'll wear
Yeah, I
off.
wouldn't
Like the
take
novelty
I
of
wouldn't
grace.
take Ace seriously. I would just be having a good time with him.
Mm.
Yeah, which is
I
what
wouldn't,
we do.
because I'm the star. Okay, if you got to pursue me and it's about me, it's not about you. I don't pursue no man. I don't like all that. So that
Yeah.
was a turn off for me personally. But I see their chemistry, and I don't like Austin. So it's like if we got
She is also a little more freaky, and I do feel like she gets that energy from Ace. So there's that side of Leo sometimes where they're very charismatic, right? And I think that
oh, they
that's
are.
Yeah.
yeah,
Leos
yeah.
And
are
like
charismatic. Yeah.
and like I know that Austin has a whole list of like
Mhm.
misdemeanors basically, but like I don't think she thinks he's cool. You know, like I think she like
For someone who keeps like they said that those things when they did the questions shocked them about him, that says to me that he's not showing that side, and I think he's not showing that side because he's not really interested in her.
I'm just like having sex with all these people on your
I
job.
know.
I'm like, really?
108.
I'm like,
I've had sex everywhere.
Where?
So
AMC movie theater.
movie theaters.
okay.
And then she was like, "Oh my goodness, Nicole
So-
Kidman." And I
so
was
this
like,
is
people don't get that, but I get that because she makes the commercials. But people
Oh.
weren't getting it. Nicole Kidman makes the AMC commercial.
Oh, I did not get that. I haven't been to an AMC theater in a long time because we don't have.
Yeah.
Do we have them here? I don't know if we have them here or if I've only been to them in the States. I don't know, but I have not
Okay,
seen the
yeah.
commercial.
She does the commercials for them.
I was thinking of like, oh, is it like a reference to Eyes Wide Shut? Like, I was trying to think of like all these like kinky movies or like the last movie. Oh my god, it was awful that she was in. I saw it at TIFF called Baby Girl. It is horrible.
Oh, I haven't watched that.
It's bad. I mean, watch it just so you know how terrible it was, but it's bad.
So here we get the Ace and Amaya conversation on the dock where they were trying to pretend that they were Serena and Cordell, and I was trying to say that's not what this is.
It wasn't
And-
at all because like they don't care about each other.
Right.
And so basically it comes down to it. He tells her he's not exploring her anymore. And she's like, good, I'm not exploring you anymore. Because, you know, petty Scorpio. And he said, please get to know other people. She said, fine, they're done. That's good. And so ITM said, they don't work. We clash. The more she, and I said, yes, that's because the fire and this water just, no.
And they're both fixed signs, fixed energy, like are stubborn. They're not gonna move. They're not gonna budge.
Which is why me and Leos don't work, right? Like that's why. I mean, I have a Leo
because y'all
moon,
are stubborn. Because y'all are stubborn and they're fixed. So
and we're fixed. So we're like you. But I will say, Candy and her husband seem to figure it out, and I know other
Todd
people
is
who
a Leo.
Candy from
Todd is a Leo.
Todd's a Leo.
Oh.
And I've known other people.
She does wear the pants.
Also, though, having a lot of money makes things easier sometimes.
and because she's the one with the money, he can't be so much of a Leo because she's the one with the money.
Yeah, she buys him the nice car.
And I think that's the case where you just gotta let your pride. Like, and most times Leo can't do that, but like there are some Leos who are able to just put their pride aside and let the Taurus run things when they can. I haven't encountered a Leo who has been able to do it, so I don't know. But I haven't encountered many Leos, so Yeah, male Leos. Anyway, so yeah, so then we see Ace click his heel on the dock, and that was the funniest thing ever. It's like
I
the
thought it was
Those little
that's
feet.
why it was disrespectful. I mean, I get her annoying or whatever, but when he did that, I'm just like, see, he's mean. Like, I think that he's just being like, he's just.
That's hilarious.
I didn't like it. You found it
Um,
funny. I thought it was like,
yeah.
but you're more of a fan of him than I am right now. He's pissed me off. So
He is literally Dennis the Menace.
He is
And
Right.
you can't
They say
you
you
can't
can't spell
spell
Dennis
Menace
without
without
Ace.
Ace.
I know.
So we do see Austin and Charlie chat in the sauna, and Austin tells him about the Amaya Shelly-Ace drama, and he thinks he has a leg up. And Charlie keeps trying to explain to him, no, she wants Ace, guy. And so
That's his
now
only friend, Charlie.
he be trying to tell him, and him and Nick, I think, be trying to tell him. Nick and Jeremiah chat, and Jeremiah wonders if he should talk to Huda, and he's like, oh, wonders if he talked to Huda. Nick talked to Huda because again, she was supposed to tell Nick about the baby, did not, and he's like, no, and he's like, oh, okay, well, normally good things are so good with Huda and me, but today I can't do it. She was like patting me on the head like a kid, and I hate it. And Nick says, she's pretty dominant, and he's like, yeah, I hate it. And I was like, oh yeah, he can't stand her. And Nick said, well, you're navigating your first problem. I said, that's not what that is. I said he hates her. Alandria and Ace chat, and he notes that it's over with him and Amaya, but he's not going to have a bad day. He's going to stay positive. And Alandria says, well, what about the date? He says, well, he's going to run it back maybe like tomorrow. And Austin pulls Shelly for a chat for mediation sessions, and they do moves that he apparently learned from shaman on psychedelics. And so he does go up. Ace does go and asks Alandria, should he pull Shelly for a chat? And she says yes. And this is where I love messy Alandria. She just said yes, but I love my girl because she know what her girl was. Her girl was Ace. She send it to her, just like when she was messy at the end of this episode, at the beginning of the next episode too. I love my girl. She's moving the needle. So he does, and they go up to the balcony. He does say, I do appreciate this part because he did say he's disappointed that their date got canceled, because before he wouldn't have said this bullshit. He would have said some other thing to placate her. But but he says, he really wants to spend more time with her, and she says that makes her happy. And Ace ITMs, he's excited to spend more time with Shelly. She makes him happy, which he has said before. He's like, she's open and understanding, which he's said before, and as well as gorgeous. And Shelly says, makes it clear that she's in a couple with Austin, but she's willing to figure out things with Ace. And so now Alandra's working Austin for her girl. He's like, what's up? What's in your head? And he's like, I don't want to be in a triangle no more. and I'm like, meanwhile, she's been encouraging the fucking and he says,
yeah, I get that.
It's so hard. He sees Ace and Shelly together and they look good. and I'm like, Alandra's not saying nothing. He's like, I'm just trying not to get in my head because I think something we have, it could be blossoming. And then we go back to Ace recounting his conversation with Amaya to Shelly. And so he does say, Shelly, the amount of communication that we have, I do want to be open with you and really upfront with you. And I do want to say, I am so sorry that you got caught in the middle of my issue. That's not what I was trying to do. And that I'm sorry that it affected you in any way. And he says, him and Amaya are over. And Shelly says she wants to get to know the real Ace. And this has been the problem that we have noted since the beginning. Ace has not been pulling her for chats. It doesn't seem like they talk. That is why Austin has gotten the leg up. Austin has been able to have conversations with Shelly, which is what we know a Virgo wants to do. We want to get to know the real you. Tauruses too, right? Like, we want to know the real you because that's the only way that we'll know that it's real. We want you to open up the gushy insides and let us all. And he has been refusing to do that. And so she kind of just says that to him, like, well, I want to know the real Ace. and I need you to stop being mysterious. He's like, I'm not trying to be mysterious. I'm just chilling. And Shelly says, this can be interpreted as a wall being up. And Ace says, I have no walls with you. And Shelly says, good. And today she doesn't feel like that. And to be fair, I agree with her because he didn't have walls up with him. He was very open.
He didn't. No,
yeah. That's the first time I've seen a conversation where I felt like he was very open up front with what I do agree that I do think he likes Shelly. I know Chantel doesn't think that he likes Shelly, but I do feel that.
It's not that I don't think he likes Shelly. Obviously, there's like an interest to her with her. They already met in person. They've already had some flirtations or whatnot. I just think that he's more about playing this role, being mysterious, being a menace. Like, I think he's more concerned about all those aspects than it is about actually developing something real with Shelly. And I think that the things that he's doing, gesture wise is slightly performative. Yes, there's nobody else that he would want to do that for, I don't think, but I feel like he's only doing that just to stick the knife into Amaya a little bit. So, like, I do think that he likes her as a person more than everybody else, but I do think as part of some of it is just a bit performative actions. And Leos like to perform, right? They like to play a role. They like to act. They like to be on stage. And so I think this is part of his performance a little bit.
Okay. And so we do see that Shelly feels like she's being pulled in different directions. Austin brings peace, but Ace brings energy. And I just feel like Shelly's an energy kind of girl.
Yeah.
The sun comes out and Ace thinks it's a sign that Shelly brings bright.
See, look at that, the Leo, the sun, right?
Yes.
Like ruled by the sun. Oh, the sun's coming out for you.
He's like, I think it's a sign. He's like, I think it's a sign. And then I'm like, oh, of course. So nighttime arrives and Alandria shows her photo booth photo to Shelly, and she's like, oh, the photo booth photo was very good. Like, I saw it on Instagram.
I love the photo booth photo.
Yeah.
Like, even the bad ones look good. Like,
yeah, theirs came out good because I know people were like, "Oh, it doesn't look good," and I was like, "Okay."
No, it looks good. Those photos don't make it seem awkward. It looked good in them photos all the way.
Yeah. So, and Shelly even commented that, and so Amaya says, "Give me toxic love," and I was like, "That is why she keeps fighting with her." As KB said earlier, that's why she keeps fighting with him, because she likes the little fight. She likes the little back and forth, which is why I say I usually would like a Scorpio, because we like that little dance, not the toxicness, but the dance around each other.
Okay.
Austin gets a text, and it's pucker or pie. And so they give questions.
I thought this was like an annoying game, to be honest. Like,
really, I like
well, I guess I wanted there to be a real game. Like, there was no. I thought it was going to be Snog, Marry, Pie when I saw the preview, and then it was basically like answer a question, and the girl's going to get pie in their face, likely, or 50% chance that, or a kiss from the person. I just was like.
Or if you're like Sierra and you just toss it, it's 100% chance that it's a kiss.
Cute. Like, I love that. I did love that moment. I did love that moment. But I hated that, like, all the girls had to, especially the black girls, had to get their makeup all messed up and keep on in their hair and all that stuff. It just wasn't worth it.
I hate that they don't give them a towel after the game. That pisses me off.
They have to keep it on their face.
Why they make them just sit around with that?
Fair, very fair, but also we got a really good payoff in the next episode. But we'll start with this. Nick, who's the best kisser, and he of course does Alandria, and so he does end up having to pie her because he got pie on the coin. But he feeds her a cherry first. That was cute. I'm not a Nicolandra shipper. I think it's also a bit of a delusion because I don't think that man likes black women, but that's just me.
No, but he like kissing her. He like kissing her though.
Nick. Oh yeah, I don't think he likes black women. No.
Yeah. Ever since Sierra walked into he has not looked Alandra's way, but yet these people online have been shipping her with him since.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, it's weird. Hannah, who's the most basic in the bedroom, and she says Austin. He exudes.
He does though.
He does. So I'm just like, all this sex he's supposedly having, I'm like, it just probably is very basic.
Well, it's probably
Basic
just like
vanilla.
there's probably
It
just
was
no
like he
like
just gives off
rule. It's
very
probably just like,
vanilla.
like
Very vanilla.
no
No
So
motion
foreplay.
in the ocean. Hmm?
she does end up pieing Austin. No motion. I agree. Shelly's next. Which Islander regrets coupling up with the partner the most? And she does go back and forth a little bit, but decides to choose Ace. And he gets a pie. And then we see Taylor, most crazy in the bedroom, and he says Shelly because she's a freak. And she gets a pie, and she was so mad at him. Sierra, who's here for clout over love. Ace, he's shocked. How dare you? But he takes he takes it in stride because they get a kiss, and while they
Nick was like,
Alandria covers Nick's eyes with her hands, and he comes back and he sits down and he tells his boy, it's a challenge, it's a challenge. Jeremiah, who's the most high maintenance, and of course he's got to choose his girl because he knows that that's who he's like, she's the one who you could bring her 2 plates of food and she still finds something to say.
and that was a dig at her too. It was like a dig, like she never
I'd be pissed if I
satisfied.
said, like, fuck you. I'd be pissed if someone said that, to be honest. But like,
but she's lucky she gets a kiss. Alandria, which Islander will fake a relationship to make it to the finale? She says Jeremiah, and I was like, period.
they have it clogged.
My
right?
girl has the best discernment in the villa, guys.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but they get a kiss, and that's what. Like, go home, Roger. Amaya, the Islander that is the most boring, and she says Nick, and he's like, she don't know me. And I'm sorry, social media, she definitely don't. That man is far from boring. He's just crazy. So they do end up kissing because she gets kissed on the coin. He said he enjoyed it more than he thought. Of course. I was like, Nick is so toxic too. He's just a toxic.
I like Nick.
He's very toxic.
I like him.
I told you I like my naughty trio. Charlie, the most flirtatious, he's like, Amaya, she's always giving me the eyes, but she ends up getting a pie from him.
You should give me the eye, Charlie, because nobody likes you but Hannah.
I think she probably is giving him.
I mean, I wonder why though, because like I think that Charlie's decent looking.
Really?
You don't think he's good looking at all?
No.
Like he's better looking than Austin.
His brother is not bad looking, but I still.
I mean, he's barely better looking than Austin. Barely. I mean, but we're barely. We scrape it. We scrape it.
Did you see him with the cornrows? Did you see him with the the photo?
No.
What? Cornrows? No.
He has a photo with cornrows. Listen,
No.
I need to go home too.
Is he on his Instagram one?
I think so.
Let me find it.
So Huda, who is secretly waiting for someone to walk in, and she says right off the bat, "Oh, we all know it's Ace," and she gives him a pie because she gets pie on the coin. He's like, "Oh, I don't think that was her real answer. It feels like very vendetta-ish, and that there's some sort of tension there." I'm like, you don't like her. So I don't know what
who did he think that she should have been saying? She wasn't going to say Jeremiah.
Amaya.
Oh, Amaya. Okay, because he thinks that everyone should know he focused on Shelly and he not waiting for nobody to come in. Is that what you're trying to say? Like, but it could have been either one of them. Like, I don't know. I felt like he was putting 20 on 10, like with that.
Yeah, I think he was just getting, there was a lot of stuff we didn't see because we've seen other like things that happen in photos, but we didn't see it on screen. They edited it down. So he was getting a lot of shots sent his way. I think this was just one of them. Nick, who has big dick energy, and he says Austin, and they do kiss on the cheek. And
Austin,
then
who has to stuff his pants?
Right. Taylor, I was sitting there like, why are we stuffing them? But we'll get to that. Taylor is who's a try-hard. He's like, Amaya. And she's what do you mean a try-hard? What does that mean?
Tay, why would you say that, Tay? If not like that. I'm not no girl. Don't call me Tay Tay. That would bother me.
So they do get a kiss, and it just looked so bad. It looked like such a bad kiss. It was so bad. Sierra, who's red flag vibes, she's like, Shelly. And she's like, I've been waiting to get my hands. This girl.
I was like, I went, and then I was like, oh, she got to kiss her.
She flips the coin like a frisbee so it would land on and goes in for one. That was a good kiss too. Ace, which Islander with the nicest smile? Of course, Shelly. And I'm sorry, I know y'all are probably like, no, this kiss was terrible, but I'm sorry, I was so turned on by this.
I didn't think that kiss was terrible. I liked it. She was like, "What you gonna do with that pie?" I got kissed.
And he took the cherry in his mouth and do that to me every time.
Could you your son, Daddy? Stop fantasizing with that young man.
Well, not him. Oh, no.
That's all a young man can do for me.
Sorry. No, I don't want him. I just want the action.
Right.
I like his thought processes.
Yeah.
And then Shelly said, "Oh, that kiss." She's like, "That just made my decision way more difficult." I was like, "Girl,
I know that's right, girl."
Also says the person who's most likely to cheat is Hannah because he wants to get back at her and he does flip it to pie, but he kisses her after he pies her and then humps her. And KB says here, I really want to boot Charlie and Hannah and Austin first, but I'm fine if Huda and Jeremiah get booted first, and I'm booted soon. And I'm like, I agree with all of this. Yeah. That's literally my boot order. But because I'm like, what? This tells me you're not into Shelly. Like, I'm sorry. The fact that you kissed her and then had
to kiss Hannah, because how you turn this into kissing her? Like, that was weird.
3M Shaw says Ace and Amaya annoyed me with them getting mad at being picked for answers.
I agree.
King Cooper says, I need to know what kind of women Shelly dated in the past. Like if she dates studs. I don't think any women in the villa would be her type, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I feel like if we're just looking energetically, it would be studs. But like I don't know. But maybe I don't know if it's like dating or just like, having like, little makeup.
She like kissed her homegirl, and I don't know if her homegirl is a stud, right? Like her homegirl might be just as feminine as she is. So
yeah, that's what I would guess.
I don't like stuff like that because then that's the part that is like, now I can't trust you going out with your homegirls. Like that's the part that's like for me.
Well, that's why she counted. That's why she's counted it as cheating, right? Because she was also with somebody else. Which is also why I was wondering of her bodies, how many were men and how many were women, because she was also saying she slept with somebody during the day and then slept with somebody at the night. And so I was just wondering of her body count, how many were what of gender or whatever. So, but yeah, it's interesting. We don't. If they sentence somebody for her, she would have to tell us if she's interested. So far, we haven't seen that she's interested, but it's obvious Sierra is interested in her. The girl is touching her.
Shelly, that's their ship name.
She's always touching her, and then she like one point is like squeezing her butt. Like I think Sierra likes that. So Taylor,
I just want to interject with like, this is like, I think he's cute, right?
No.
No. Did you find the picture with the
well, I took a picture of the video. You won't like this so at all. So you can kind of see the I don't like that one. The other one's, I think cute.
It was like so icky. I was like,
away. This is really bad. Really bad.
Let me see.
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
Why?
Yeah.
That I have a problem with that one.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think he looks cute with those hats.
Yeah. Taylor tells them he took one for the team. Amaya didn't. I'm sorry. King Cooper says I know his spelling. Period. Yeah. So Taylor says he took one for the team with Amaya because he did not like that kiss. I was like, boy, I could tell.
Right.
And oh, so he apparently there was a question where Hannah kissed him, Taylor, and people kept saying, "Oh, see, that's what he wants." Literally, if you see this kiss, they're like this because like his mouth is so tightly closed.
We don't want no Hannah.
We don't want Hannah. I'm sorry. I don't think he dates white women, and I think people think Taylor dates.
I don't get that impression.
I like everyone that he has mentioned that he has like been into it. What? Alandria, black. Beldasha, she's what is it? Hawaiian Asian descent. Huda, Palestinian Middle Eastern woman, and Sierra, who is a Latina. Where there's a white woman.
Yeah. It's the first time that the blondes are not like the one that everybody loves.
Right. Yeah. So Amaya says she's confused, so she's gonna go to Tay Tay and ask for clarification. And so
girl, they hate to see her coming. They all over there like no.
So Huda notes that Ace is mad, so she's gonna say but she was gonna say Amaya. She wasn't gonna say Amaya because she didn't want to pie her. So she tells Amaya this, that she wasn't gonna say her name because why would she want to pie her? Of course she would want to pie Ace. Why would she do that to her girl? But the boys are noting that Huda didn't feel real. She felt fraudulent. And they think he's real, but they don't think she's real. They say this to Jeremiah. Huda does go to Ace and pull him, and she's like, "Oh, what's the matter?" Because she can't stand if somebody is upset at her. And he's like, "Oh, you know that you didn't want to answer me. Why would you answer me? Why like that frustrated me?" And she's like, "Well, the truth is I didn't want to kiss Amaya. It was a joke." I'm like, "So you tell her I didn't want to pie you, and you tell him I didn't want to kiss
her." Yep.
She does apologize, and Amaya walks up, and all the guys are scared, like literally shaking in the boots. And she pulls Taylor, calls him Tay Tay, and says, "I want an explanation." He says, you tried too hard for Ace." And she's like, "No, I need to clear something up." So she does explain to him that how she saw Ace being very physical with Shelly in bed, and that it made her upset. But she does agree she was trying too hard to keep him. And so she's now not trying any harder. And he's like, he listened to her, and she, they hug and they do the pound, and they're good. And Jeremiah and Huda chat, and he's quiet, and he won't talk to her. And she complains to Nick, and Huda then gets really upset and pulls Jeremiah. And she says they're supposed to tell each other everything and communicate. And he feels like she's being dramatic.
Oh my gosh, she acts like they go together and getting married. We gotta tell each other everything.
Yeah. 3M Shaw says Taylor didn't tell Amaya not to call him Tay Tay because he didn't want to get yelled at. I do like her though. I do like Amaya. A lot of people want her out of the villa.
Oh my god, no way. No, I like Amaya. I think that she's definitely messy. She definitely has no filter. She definitely doesn't listen and she doesn't shut up. But I do think that the girls do like her, even though she had that little thing with Shelly. I think they do make up in the next episode. Like I think I like her. I think she's funny enough, fun enough to
say. Her. Listen, I like Ace and I like her. I think they're both bringing what we need to the show, drama. So I'm fine with it. I just the only thing that icked me out was them trying to make the Doc moment a Doc moment, and
I never even put those two together. So yeah I can understand that being annoyed by that.
Yeah. So Jeremiah and Huda are still chatting at the top of the next episode, and he says it's difficult hearing what the boys thought about her comments about Ace. And she tells him, ignore the boys. You're not supposed to let that bother you, and definitely not let it affect us. And he says, well, I'm human, and it still bothered me. And also fair. This is fair, right? And she said, she apologized for coming at him, but she said he needs to communicate and open up. And he says, well, that's hard for him to do sometimes because he's human. And she says, well, his problems are hers and never too much for her to deal with. He's like, if somebody's messing with you, somebody's messing with her.
Calm down.
And I was like, okay, but I don't think it was that serious, guys. Like, we're not, no, all right. And so he's like, it's hard to hear stuff from the guys, but Huda made him feel better, says he will move differently now on how he tries to react to comments. I kind of felt like he was playing a bit of a game here.
Just like placating her?
Not only that, I think he's like to the audience, like, oh, I let the guys' comments get to me.
Oh, when he's talking to yeah, I don't think he was being different in the confessional for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Huda likes him, says she likes him a lot, and they kiss. And then back at the fire pit, Shelly walks over, still with whipped cream on her, and Taylor calls her Miss Cheesecake. And she says, no, I don't fuck with you, because he's the one that gave her pie. And I guess Charlie also must have gave her a pie that we didn't see, because she's like, he's like, but I love you. Taylor says, but I love you. He's so cute. I love Taylor. I think he's funny. And he's like, she's like, no, Charlie, I don't fuck with you either, because Charlie's laughing. And Taylor, I don't fuck with you. Taylor's like, at least you have some icing on your titties for him to lick off. And he points to his boy. And listen, the Geminis.
Geminis are very flirty.
They were doing their damn thing at the time.
They can be mischievous.
For being so mischievous. Because Taylor gave the layup and Alandria did the alley-oop. So.
Right.
She says,
the little meddlers, actually.
Yes. And that's why people are like, oh, well, he's being performative. I was like, I don't know. Geminis aren't really very performative. They're pretty.
No, I think Ace is being performative. I think they're being mischievous. Yeah.
Mischievous, yeah. And Geminis to me breathe more mischievous than performative.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Agreed.
So Alandria says, matter of fact, lick it off. And Shelly says, you want to lick it off? And Ace says, I'll lick it off. And Shelly says, come lick it off. And Alandria says, lick it, lick it, lick it.
Meanwhile, and Austin is sitting right there.
Austin sitting there watching the entire shit. And so he does. And Shelly said that turned her on. I was like, girl, that turned me on.
Hello.
Okay, I see you, Ace. She said she knows Austin felt a bit of a way, but hopefully someone covered up his eyes. We might have to talk about it later, but it sounded to me like no regrets.
No regrets.
No, she didn't regret it. I mean, I think obviously have fun. Like I used to do crazy things all the time, whatever. Like I would do that for sure. But I do think that like I feel bad a little bit for Austin. I know we don't like him, but I'm just saying like the person that's sitting there, just take away all the stuff we don't like about him. Like it could be a little bit hurtful. They're in a couple together. He's seemingly want to pursue her and then have like this like open display of sexuality in front of you. I might be a little bit hurt that it happened.
Yeah, I mean, if I thought he was being real about being hurt, I would feel bad. RUF says Shelly, rough. Shelly is definitely the it girl of this season. I mean, I never said she wasn't the it girl. I just said I don't think production is just building this season around her.
I think they're
both the it girls. To me, that's what I'm seeing. Like if you watch their social media, there's always pictures of them with them together. The girls revolving around them. It's to me, it's them.
I have noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hi Ari.
Hi,
Welcome. Or another Anna at Jordan. Oh Lord Jesus, let us not bring that into the air.
Which
Anna from season 5 of UK.
At Jordan. Oh, Jordan.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
That was a good
So
fight. So
Austin walks away with Charlie, and Charlie says she's obsessed with Ace. And, and Austin has to agree. He says he doesn't want to be in a love triangle. And I'm like, can you stop whining and just exit stage left of the damn love triangle then? I don't believe you. And he says he doesn't mind chasing. I said, so then chase her. Because I'm not seeing that. And he said, but he doesn't want to give up his pride to the chase. I said, so then you do mind chasing.
Right, because see, that's what you have to eliminate. You don't like her enough to eliminate your pride. See what I'm saying? When you really like somebody, you let that pride go and you pursue them. So you don't
especially a Capricorn, they will be as prideful as possible until if they find their person. Like if it's somebody they're really into, they'll lay some of it down, not all of it, because they still want to be. They're still just as Summer, and they want to be the head, right? They want to be dominant.
But sometimes they are also loyal, right? And so this could be against loyalty, and so that could be why they might be holding him back from pursuing, because he feels like the loyalty might be broken. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see
but
that.
All he did was a meditation thing. They acted like they was pulling out samurai swords.
Yeah, like what kind of meditation is this?
Blowing arrows and stuff. And it's like you haven't done anything besides that. It was so stupid.
And 3M Shaw is pointing out what kind of we're saying here. Austin doesn't apply any pressure unless Ace does. And then because it's an insecurity for him. And even Charlie told him to do the meditation day, and that was cheap version of Ace's yoga idea. And then we saw he found out that Ace was gonna make breakfast for her, and he did the same.
Made breakfast.
Well, okay, hold on. I'm just
in
curious.
his defense, he did ask her.
Yeah, what she wanted for breakfast beforehand.
What do you want for breakfast? Like, and she was like bacon and eggs or something. She said.
Yeah. So he did. That's what I was going to ask you. What came first? Because I thought it was that he asked her while we're hearing about him kind of scuffling around and being like, "Okay, this is what I want to do." But then he asked her, and then Then Ace was making breakfast. I don't know if he knew what he was making breakfast for Shelly at that moment. He started making breakfast, and then he was like, "Oh, you're making breakfast." Anyways, we're getting to it.
He says the night before to Nick with Austin in the room that he was going to make breakfast for Shelly.
Austin was in the room. I need to go and look at that. I don't remember.
I didn't know Austin was in the room.
Yeah, he was in bed. Unless they edited Austin into the bed, but he was in bed.
I'm gonna look.
So Ace, and that's what. So Ace tells Nick he's gonna go sleep in Soul Ties, and oh wait, before that, Amaya and Shelly do chat and they squash things. I love that because they are real friends, right? So that was good. But Ace does say that he's not sleeping with her. He's gonna go sleep in Soul Ties, which I think is fair. And he tells Nick he's going to make breakfast for Shelly in the morning. And Amaya whispers because as he's walking out, she's like, "Fuck him." And Ace says, "I never thought I'd be sleeping here alone." I was like, "Who was sleeping in Soul Ties with you, guy? Like, who was gonna go out to sleep?"
He thought he would have a girl sleeping in Soul Ties with him because Soul Ties is crazy.
Obviously, because I'm like, who's planning to sleep in Soul Ties? Damn. So Huda and Jeremiah. Huda, we're such a married couple. I want her.
I know she tries to say these things every chance she get. Oh, we're mom and dad. We're such a married couple. Why?
That's what I was saying earlier. Yeah.
Like married people do.
Yeah. So then we get the pillow fight with Nick, Shelly, Taylor, and Alandria, which I thought was
that
cute.
Was fun.
And then we see Charlie and Hannah, Sierra and Nick making out in couples, not all together. And so then Huda and Jeremiah, they look like they did a little more than making
out. Yep.
But you never know. Next morning, we see Ace tell Taylor that he and Alandria should try to do a date. And Ace, he's like, I'll fix it up for you. And Ace makes breakfast for Shelly. He sends Taylor with a pretend text that I thought was very cute.
That
And
was
especially
cute.
since Taylor remembered all of it.
Yeah,
Because
he
it was,
remembered it well.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, that's a lot of words because I ain't writing it down. And so breakfast date for Shelly. And it's a hibachi style breakfast date. But we do see that Austin did ask her what she wanted for breakfast. And he did make it for her and bring it up to her. And they sit and he then Shelly and Ace sit after the hibachi, which I also thought was cute that when he like tried to do the hibachi
Throw
with
the
the egg.
egg.
That was cute. Who Ari says, listen, she's the one calling the mom and dad, but she
Right.
doesn't know anyone else took her calling mom and dad as everyone in the file. Oh, what do you mean by that? But yeah, no, listen, mom and dad is not the way to go, guys. Let's not do this. So we do see them sit down and he wonders if it feels weird now that he's decided to apply pressure to her. And she's like, no, it doesn't. And he feeds her. Again, love it. Love the
because
energy.
he dropped the fork. He was like, we only got one fork, so we got to use the same fork. We got to share a fork.
Yes. And he wants to do things the right way where
That is
intimacy.
cute. I do like a man feeding me now. I ain't gonna lie. I do like a man feeding me.
And he
I
says
know
he
this
wants
foodie dude. I know this foodie dude. You know, Taurus love a love for somebody to get them some
like
food.
I said, I'm loving the energy. But he says he wants to do things the right way where intimacy is concerned. So we again see him saying that intimacy is a big thing for him. So he's not again rushing the intimacy. So I know a lot of people felt like when he said it to Amaya, he was being fake. I do feel like he does feel a lot more comfortable with Shelly, so he can do a little more intimate things with her. But I do feel like he was like really like being over putting up the boundaries with Amaya because
Right.
I don't think he liked her.
But you
At all.
can tell even with Shelly, he doesn't try to kiss her.
No.
Like, you know what I mean?
Hold
Or
her-
anything.
hold her
You know, other
hand.
people, as soon as they be pulling people for chance, they be trying to kiss them or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
He doesn't do any of that. That is very
Yeah.
true.
Now, I like on Twitter, they sitting there talking about he a slow burner. I was like, that man is not a slow burner. Please, let's not be.
No,
Let's
I'm
be
not
frank.
saying he's a slow burner. No.
Yeah, like please, let us not do that. But I do feel like he does maybe take things a little slower than possible. But he's also 22. And I said that I don't feel like Ace probably has to like because people were like, oh, but he doesn't really like pursue her. And I said, because he probably never had to pursue a girl in real life. And Shelly's making him. Because to be honest, like I said, he's a popular TikToker. He's only 22. I don't think he's ever really had to have a girl.
I don't think he's ever had a girlfriend, to be honest.
He's
He
not.
says he hasn't.
He hasn't. And so I don't think he's ever had to have a girl make him pursue her because he probably has had girls just like throw themselves at him.
Yeah, because these young people like these situationships. They like them. Just doing stuff with people ain't even no relationship.
But that was good fun, Rachel. That wasn't intimate. That was very good.
I agree, Rachel. I agree. Now, I did go look back at the scene. So he tells Nick, who's in bed with Sierra, about the breakfast. Beside them is I think it was what's his name?
It would be it's Charlie sitting
or
in bed.
Or is it Taylor?
No, Charlie and Hannah I thought would be away on the other side.
No matter what, though,
Taylor should be here.
Seemingly in the room. We didn't see a full shot of like the whole room. They do cut to him and Shelly in bed. I don't know if it was in the same room because we didn't see the whole shot. But if he heard, then Shelly would have heard as well, and it seemed like she was surprised. So that I don't know for sure if he heard, but it wasn't like a group discussion. He was only saying it to Sierra and Nick, and they made it seem like he was in the room, him and Shelly. So I don't know.
Oh, so him and Shelly were in the bed.
In the bed, seemingly, I don't know if it was the same shot at the same time. Yeah, right. It was like a cut to, But
because I remember seeing them flash his face, and then they show the wide body shot of him and Shelly in the bed. So that's the only reason why I
do
knew
you think
he
that
was.
Shelly heard as well?
She might have. Never
No,
know.
I didn't think Austin heard either. That's what I'm saying. I didn't think he heard.
I think it's
I
possible.
was glad
So she says Bella was the one calling them mom and dad in the villa, no one else, and she thinks Huda took her calling them that as everybody, but it's just her. Oh,
Oh, okay.
see,
Wasn't she saying
Bell
Vial
Dasher.
podcast? I'm so sick of him.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you do not like him.
Well, this is the thing, is that he's kind of like, my mom calls him like the people like him ambulance chasers, right? You know, like the lawyers that are looking for the ambulance that are happening so they can go and give their business card to get a case. Like, I feel like he's never been a fan of all these shows, but he sees how popular they are, and then now he's like the go-to guy to have all these interviews for all these shows. He never watched Vanderpump Rules, but then he started having the whole cast on his show as soon as it was such a big thing. And now, like, for his Patreon, he's going back and watching the early seasons of Vanderpump. And I'm just like, I just don't like people that are just jumping on the bandwagon of things because they're popular. Like, I get it. Like, people want to make money. He has a podcast and this is the direction that it's going in. Fine. But it's like, he's not a fan of all these shows. And it's just frustrating that he gets to have such success with it when he's not a true fan, you know?
Yeah, that's how I feel about a lot of people, especially like the other day, Zachary Reality, he put something up, and I was like, you don't even know what you're talking about. So he's like talking about the season 6 cast, and he was saying something about and I was like, that is not true. Like, he was saying he didn't realize that Serena and Cordell lived in the same city. And the way he was portraying it was like they lived in like 2 different, like, it was very weird. And I was like, so you don't even watch the show, you don't pay attention to them, like, why are you covering this just because it's popular? Then if you're going to cover this because it's popular, cover it correctly.
Yeah, absolutely. Get more information for sure.
It very much annoyed me, but it's not the first person I've seen, like those big TikTokers and podcasters that are now covering the show and spreading misinformation.
Call her daddy with her whatever, like 60 or $90 million Spotify deal, whatever. Having Leah and stuff like that on the show. Like, she doesn't watch Love Island. Like, she doesn't know what's going on. She didn't ask any good questions. She had like Maria that was on from The Bachelor. Like, I'm like, it just annoys me that they get these great like people, and I appreciate that for the people that go on the show to get notoriety and have this huge fan base that are able to watch them. So it's great for the guests, but it's just annoying that just because you have a lot of followers, like, you get to have them on your show. You don't even care about them.
Yeah, I agree. So we do see that Huda says she will go and tell Nick about her child, and Amaya and Austin chat about Ace and Shelly, and I wrote nothing down because they were just complaining to each other about it. And I was like, I don't understand why y'all are not just pursuing each other.
Exactly.
Unless y'all never liked each other in the first place, and you thought that y'all were going to couple up in the default.
I think we're talking about Amaya and Austin, right?
Yeah.
I think she wants Austin to kind of pursue her, and she was doing a temperature check right there. But
it would also be a decent
Shelly. But he just focused on Shelly, wasn't giving her any play. So she kind of backed off, like, oh, I guess he doesn't want me. Because it's been 3 days we kissed on the dock at our meditation thing, and you haven't done anything after that. So it's kind
maybe
of
the
like,
kiss wasn't good. I don't know what's going on.
3M Shaw says Austin might be scared now.
But he is scared of her. That's true, because as she was walking over, he was like, oh Lord, she's coming. Yeah, he is scared of her. He doesn't like that. Yeah,
he says he wants peace. He doesn't want problems.
Yeah,
but like him and Capricorn and Scorpio is pretty good combination, because he could ground her a little bit, you know, because he would give her like that stability that she kind of needs.
I liked their energy. I was very confused.
I was shocked that Ace went in and messed that up. I thought I was like, oh my god, like they had something good going on. I really thought that she was gonna be like, oh my god, I'm interested more in Austin. Like I don't know why that Ace is picking me, because I didn't really see them interact that much. That's what I thought this
They
storyline
had
was going to
one conversation. What did I say on here? I didn't understand why he would pick her based on that the two conversations they have. I didn't see nothing in it. Which is
be. I'm shocked.
another reason why I'm still leading producers, but that's just me. So we do see that Nick talks to Huda about her daughter, and he loves it that she's a mom. He's actually really jealous because he wants kids really badly. And we found out that he donated sperm, so he has a biological child out there somewhere. And so he does say he loves that for her. And that, yeah, like, he will talk to um he'll talk to Jeremiah, and Ace and Taylor set up a date for Taylor and Alandria. Taylor says he wants to do something for his girl to keep showing that he's team Alandria, which I love. And it's something fun, like a little date. And Ace decides he could teach them a salsa class. So they get together with all the Islanders watching, and he puts a rose in her hair, which I thought was cute.
That was so cute. It was like
and
it
then
was a certain flower. It wasn't a rose. It was like another kind of flower.
well, I don't know. There was some of those tropical flowers, and then he put one in his hair, and so then we did the salsa moves, and then the dip and the kiss. And listen, Taylor ITMs, he's happy with the movement in their relationship. So, we will see how this, kind of progresses.
I'm hopeful.
Yeah, Alandria seemed tickled too. She was like,
yes.
So Nick and Jeremiah chat about Huda's information, and like Alandria, he tells him it's a big commitment. It will be his life, and I was so glad that he really kind of affirmed, but also like told him, like, if you're in this, you have to understand what you're in for. So again, I feel like people like Nick and Alandria again aren't playing games, because I don't feel like they're discouraging him, but they're also being very realistic. Like, guys, he's there. This is a package deal, so you have to know if you're for real, because this is not gonna be a thing where you can get like go by night. Right at some point,
and it's different from just liking kids. Oh, I like kids. Okay, and like that doesn't mean you want to be around one 24/7 and take on the responsibility of making sure they're eating, brushing their teeth, reading them bedtime stories, and all that stuff. That's different. You just like kids, and you happen to see somebody kid at the park, and you like swing. You push them in the swing for a little while, and then go about your business. It's totally different than dating somebody who has a 4-year-old, almost a 5-year-old. If you in the carpool lane because she gotta go run an errand, so you need to go in the carpool lane and pick up the kid. Is you ready to do that? Are you ready to do all that stuff? That's what I'm saying.
If you dig through Jeremiah's social media, there's a TikTok or something where he got left with one of his nieces and nephews, and he's like, when you get left with the child for no reason, like he looked like he did not know what to do. And yeah, that was a baby, but even still, like, please. And then there's a TikTok where Ace is there, took all his nieces and nephews to Disneyland, and he, it seems like something that he does with them often, where he take all of them to go do something. So, like, you just have it or you don't. And King Cooper says, I don't even think he would be hands-on with his own child based on his social media. Again, misogyny. So we do see Shelly talk to Austin. She likes them both, but this is the experience. But she again reassures him. Hannah and Charlie chat, they like each other. And then they go on to talking about Shelly and Austin. And then
I got a feeling Hannah is warning us that she really likes chaos, and this is the calmest she been, and she really thinks she was gonna really like somebody. So I think this is letting us know somebody can come in and turn her head, because she really ain't that type of settling down girl. She really came up here to have fun, and she's surprised she doing this. So I think that was letting us know she her head is able to be turned. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because she really here for a
Turn
good
right
time.
out the door of the villa. Hey, Hannah.
I don't necessarily care for her, but you don't like Hannah?
I don't care for her and Charlie. I would like them out of my villa. I don't want a British person winning my show. So there's that.
Oh, they're not going to win.
Oh, absolutely not.
You'd be
She's a
surprised.
Leo. Okay. She's a Leo son.
Some people think that they're the strongest couple. And I'm like, where?
We're okay. I feel like what I was saying on my channel was that I think she reminds me of. Do you remember Amy from season 3 of Big Brother? Amy that likes the cheese.
Oh, Amy, yeah, like
Marcella's
Amy.
best friend that like left and then came back on the show. I feel like if she had that same accent and like, you know, it was 25 years ago, it would be the same person. They look the same to me.
Yeah.
So Shelly talks to Alandria and about the fact that she really likes both Ace and Austin. And I'm just like, ooh, child, please, can we like not and say like pick one? I need it not to be Austin. Hannah and Sierra chat, and then there's a text. There's a leather and lace party tonight, and they get ready. And why are the boys stuffing? Why were the boys stuffing?
Because they don't have anything. They don't have. They're growers, not showers, I guess.
Do you guys find the outfits on the guys sexy?
I thought some of them were sexy.
Which one did you like? I don't like any of them.
I like Taylor's with the cowboy hat.
It's the cowboy hat that you like, not the actual outfit.
No, well, I mean, he was wearing the leather shorts with the like it wasn't like anything crazy at the top. It was just like one of those like strappy things at the top of his chest, and then that I thought it was cute. I did not like Jeremiah's with the lace top. I didn't like that one.
No.
Oh my gosh, I hated his with that lace top.
The leather chaps, like get out of here.
I didn't like.
Austin looked a mess.
You like a mess or the best?
A mess.
Oh, okay, this is the best. I was like,
None of them look good to me. None of them look good to
Taylor
me.
did look the best, but it was because of the hat. Like I think he looks good in a cowboy hat.
Rachel says there's no strong couples this season, and certainly not Hannah and Charlie. Tell that to social media. Are
they really trying to ship them?
Yeah.
She doesn't care for him.
Yeah.
Like, anyways, we'll get into her soon.
Oh my god. Like Alandria looked unreal.
She has the nicest ass ever on TV.
I mean,
every single I was like, best body T. She had like and she was probably the most covered up, but every single part of her was perfect. Like every single part of her was perfection.
Yes.
No, all the girls look pretty good.
I don't understand how that man not on her like white on rice. Like if I was in a couple with a girl who looked like that
would allow him to touch that butt. Like,
thank you. Every chance I got, I would be on her. Let me hold your hand, because what I've noticed is they don't even really hold hands that much. Like when the people come down the steps.
They do hold hands.
Not every time. Like they do sometimes and sometimes they don't. I would be on her. Like I would be on her. And that's why I'm like.
So that's what I think, right? After this episode, I want to see if they're a little bit more comfortable with their proximity.
I really hope so.
Because this is the thing. I want to see him crash out, in my opinion, because he says he's a crash out. I don't know if y'all heard that part, like where he said he's a crash out. And so I want to see if he's going to crash out about the fact that this guy has come in for her, because that's what I want to see. I know everybody else is going to say that it's performative and he just doesn't want to go home or leave the villa.
I don't feel like that right now. I'm saying like right now, this is going to show me what I believe, right? Like I can go either way, but like I want to see how their relationship, how they interact after this, because if I was really into a woman and she came out looking like that and giving her a little performance for me like that, there's no way if I was into her that I would be letting that go. I'd be like, okay, we are in this together. You know what I mean? Like so I want to see that, hopefully. And I will believe,
and especially after that, I did hear this man say he like her, I'm really
then he's gonna
like,
crash out likely.
That's what I'm saying.
nah.
No, that's what I'm
I
saying.
will believe it because I'm expecting it, because if I think he likes her. If he doesn't do that, that would be the only reason why I think that he didn't like her as much as like we wanted to.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. That I want to see his crash out.
Yeah.
I want to see his crash out because I think it'll be epic. I think it will be epic. So yes, boys are stuffing. Ariana arrives as a brunette, and they
my God, today she wore that wig. Do you hear me? That I was like, she should dye her hair. That's her. She
that
looking so good. I was like, oh
beautiful.
my goodness.
Like they didn't even recognize her. They're like, is that? And they're like,
yeah, in the preview we thought it was a bombshell, and I was like,
I thought it was a bombshell too.
I'm like, why are they sending in girls? We should not be getting girls.
I thought the exact same thing.
We did still get a girl.
Yeah,
I mean, but I saw the brunette, and I was like, what? That's so annoying.
Right.
They could have kept the girl, but also I'm going to enjoy seeing her go after Jeremiah. That being said, they could have picked better guys.
Yes, they could have. Peppy?
Yeah. Anyway,
Pepe
so
is like a 6, but like he I see what they were going for with him.
It looks like his hair is thinning.
Oh,
I don't like the guys.
Yeah, they weren't hot, really.
And I think it's telling that Jalen scrubbed his entire social media. He's not following anybody. Everything's deleted.
What does that mean? Is he only dates like white women, or is he
now
a black Trumper? Like,
we will never know because he scrubbed the entire thing.
Reddit didn't already do their background search on him.
It was too late. By the time he came on,
they don't do good background searches.
No, I said Reddit.
They said they'll find something, but yeah, no, he already scrubbed his thing. So the boys get strapped in first into these they were cute, these X's and O's thing. And we saw Hannah spit in Charlie's mouth.
That is gross. That is gross. You like that shit too?
I didn't like it, but I didn't like it. I was shocked by it though. I was just like, that's something that they do in like reading smutty like fairy porn. You know, like they talk about stuff like spitting and stuff. So I was just shocked that she was going to that level of like
the whipped cream kiss I could do. The spitting, keep that to yourself.
Don't you spit in my mouth. I would have gone off. I would have gone off.
Yeah.
How she did that was crazy.
Yeah, that was
I'd have been like, time out.
Sarah smacked herself in front of Nick, and he was, like that. Shelly rubbed down Austin, and that looked about all that she did. And Huda, she don't like that, but I'm sorry. Huda licked Jeremiah up and down, including private areas. Alandria teased Taylor, and he got so hot and bothered he jumped out of the studio.
He said, I look back and this man is out the doggone thing. And I'm like, you doing too much.
Yeah. Amaya ignores Ace, which was fun. And so then 2 male bombshells come in. Pepe, which I barely wrote anything down for him, but he's here for Hannah and Sierra. Good luck. Maybe Hannah. I don't know.
Maybe Hannah. But I don't know if he's even hot enough. I think she thinks Charlie's hotter than him. So
yeah, with the accent, I think I would understand that more. I don't think either of them are good looking. But
Hannah might be kissing Pepe though, because she just want to get in trouble. I'm telling you, she a little restless.
Yeah. Mary agrees Charlie is hotter. Then Jalen from Atlanta. And I think he's the same age as Alandria. I think he's 27. And he says he's here for her because he's a Southern boy and that's what she's looking for. And so they tie up the girls themselves and then they kiss every girl. And yeah, I didn't really see anything with Alandria and Jalen's kiss, but I did see something with him and Amaya's kiss. That was a good kiss.
Amaya liked
Yeah.
it too. And Ace was like,
She was into
take her.
Yeah,
They
like you can physically see her soften, like. Oh.
Now, I don't know if I'm just an old lady prude right now, but I'm just thinking, I'm like, oh my gosh, my little sister wants to go on this show. And
Yeah.
like, we made her promise that she wouldn't try to get on until she was at least 21. I
Mhm.
still think she's too much of a baby to be doing this with these
I
men
think
on
so
the
too.
show.
I think so too. Oof.
Not this year, but she's gonna apply next year for sure.
Okay. We'll vote for her.
She's too young. She's a baby.
We'll keep her in the villa. Yeah.
No. You'll definitely keep her in the villa.
Yes.
You haven't met her yet, though. She's one that has a similar name to you, Kamika, Francis.
Yes. Yes. So
No, she's in the US, Mary.
Yeah, no. She's living here. But that would be interesting. I don't mind as long as there's a person around that age.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that having someone young is like, because Kayla was only 22 and she would be turning 22 in November, so like would be in the year of 22.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, how, like, you know, the chains and the whips and the
I know.
I'm just like, I know it's introducing a lot of sexual stuff to children, it seems, you know what I mean? So I don't know if I'm just being overprotective and just older, but it just seems a little bit young for them to be doing something so like BDSM.
I agree with this. Gemma was young because she was 18, 19, and then she was coupled up with Davide, who was like what, 30? Like no. Yeah.
I agree.
3 of Shaw says, oh my God. So
your children are almost older than that, Mika. Like, at least one of them, right?
One of them is, yeah.
Yeah.
He is older. She and Cordell are the same age. She is a couple months older than him. So yeah. So yeah, Jalen. So we saw them kiss the guys and girls, and then Iris enters with a whip. She's here for Jeremiah and Nick. She's from LA. And I don't remember where Nick was.
Nobody's checking for Austin.
Nobody.
But he was too eager, though. His eagerness was like,
yes.
I think she's his real type.
Right, she is.
Just, oh, God, let's let me go. Oh, I'll get on. I'm just like, oh my God, just
he was doing too much.
Be a little chill.
He was trying to flirt. He was trying to flirt with Ariana like she would want him. He was just doing too much the whole night.
Nick was a little excited.
He was in his element. This is his freaky side, you know.
Yeah, Nick was a little excited too. I wonder if they could Pepe and Iris split up Nick and Sierra.
Ooh,
I don't think so. I mean, I think he thought she was hot, but I do like second best butt goes to Sierra because her ass looked really nice in that thong. So I just don't think that he would give up that for maybe some kisses, but I think that he does like Sierra. I do think he vibes with her.
So she does kiss all the boys, and at the point where she gets to Jeremiah, and Jeremiah was kind of into that kiss.
Yes, he was.
Now, when Jalen kissed Huda, she kissed him.
Mm-hmm. She kissed both of them. She kissed both of them, and he never said anything.
And he didn't say anything. But then when Iris came and kissed Jeremiah, she's like, "Bitch, I know you got to." And I was like, "Can you stop? Listen."
Leaning all that. Nobody else did that. Nobody else did that.
I need this girl to not. I just need her to not pretend like she's a girl. You're not a girl.
Yeah.
One thing I have to say, and it's just a PSA. I need everybody to slow their roll because people are comparing this season to season 6, and I'm
They're
still
not
very much
interesting.
enjoying this season so far. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
There's definitely people I want to kick out of the villa, but that's like every season.
Right.
Some more than others. So that's fine, but the fact that people are like, "Oh, nobody's in love. There's no serious couples." There's never supposed to be serious couples.
What, 9? Episode
It's
9, 10?
episode 8,
Out of like
9.
35? Like, we got 3
We
weeks.
just scratched the surface. Like, can we be serious? Can we like really get it together at this point? And then they're like, "Oh, the guys last year seemed very serious," and I was like, "They weren't. They just
Like, who
weren't."
had already left? Like, we had Coy had left
Well,
already.
left,
Are you
and
Hannah
serious?
left.
Hannah
These
left.
same men that all went to the doggone Casa and each brought a woman back, they
Yes.
were not serious the whole time. Don't people forget? They
They
have
be
very
by
selective memory.
They did. But by this episode, so by episode 6, Serena friend zoned Cordell. By episode 9, that is when Hannah went home because they got back together. And then, it was like what's her name? I think 9 or 10 was the Andrea dump.
Liv? Oh, Andrea. Okay.
Yeah. So
9 or 10? Episode 9
it
or
was
10?
the end of week 2. It was the end of week 2.
Oh, really?
They were only coupled up for a few days.
Oh, right. Because, wait, did Liv come in yet? Or what? Liv came in already,
Liv
right?
came in second day. Day 1.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
right, later on.
It's like, guys, and now we found out from Liv that while Cordell and Serena were in the friend zone, he was getting to know Nicole. She was getting to know Hakeem.
I forgot about Hakeem.
And so, hello, like the reason why we like season 6, at least for me, I feel like was the buildup, right?
Yeah, there's no forcing it.
Yeah, they want episode 23, 22, 23 feelings on episode 8 or 9 of season 7. And I
Agreed.
think that's crazy because the reason why we got to that was the build up from all of these episodes to that point. It was a culmination of a storm that brewed to that point, that then once we got past the storm, it was the rainbow and you could board the ship now, and it was clear skies ahead. Can we get there?
Right.
Yeah, we have
Hello.
a couple more weeks. I definitely from in the beginning, I was like just doing a full on comparison to see like what I think was going on in the producers' heads. And I do think that they have had intentions of trying to do their best to see if they could recreate some of the dynamics that they had from season 6. It's not working, but I like this new dynamic. I do think it's a successful season so far. I'm enjoying, even like I don't love Ace, but like I still am enjoying him enough. I don't love Amaya all the time, but like I'm enjoying her enough.
Right.
Austin can go, like, for the most part. I don't really need him in the villa. Huda is annoying, but like I get that we kind of sometimes need that crash out girl that's in there. She's kind of like the Kaler, I guess, a little bit similarly. And so, I mean, I'm enjoying the season. And so I'm not really comparing it anymore as much as I was when I first was like looking at the cast, you know?
Yeah. When like what I've thought about it is like Ace and Shelly. I think that they are fully going to be some super couple. Yeah, no. And I've never understood why anybody was comparing them to Serena and Cordell. They don't give me that feeling. Do I think they have great chemistry? Absolutely. Am I excited to see where the drama goes? Absolutely. But I'm not getting that feeling. Alandria and Taylor, do I feel like they are some super couple? No, but I do think that I see where they could be, and which is kind of where I was last season with Serena and Cordell. But do I think they're Serena and Cordell? No. But I like a build up, right? Like when I'm reading a book or watching a movie, I like the build up. I like to see, okay, can they get there? How are they going to get there? I like that part of it, right? I don't need the instant chemistry. Oh my God. I like, can they build it up, work? Because to me, a lot of the times when we get to that point, it's amazing. right? But for me, I'm not an instant like connection type of person. I've also had to like build up to those pieces, right? So that might just be me. Rachel thinks that this season gives her season 4 vibes. It will be a lot of surface level drama, but no great stories, and that's fine in my opinion. Yeah, I could see that as well. I did. I A lot of people I know loved season 4. Season 4, I like the winners. They weren't. It wasn't necessarily my favorite season. I didn't really like a lot of the people on that season, and I hated the final 3 in general. It was
Who
terrible.
was it? It was Zay,
Yeah, and
Sydney.
Sydney and Deb and Jesse, who I
Oh, Deb and Jesse.
not
Is it Deb and
think that,
Jesse?
yeah,
No.
I just did not think they should be together. Thank God Nadia and ended it so Jeff and her could go home. Like I just did not like a lot of that cast, but
Mhm.
I wanted Zeta and Timmy to win. I was happy for them to win.
Me too.
Oh, season aside. So I did not have a problem with the winners. But it does feel a lot like more like season 4 with the drama. Not as much like season 5, and definitely not like season 6 to me.
Mhm.
It does feel more like season 4 where they're just throwing things, and I'm like, okay, but why aren't you throwing this thing? Because if you do this thing, like I think that would work, but you're not throwing it. But I'm gonna take, I'm gonna ride with you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ride with you.
Right.
So yeah.
I mean, they're definitely have somebody new on the creative team for these challenges because they're not exactly like what's being seen in the UK, and
Right.
so
Like the
I.
baseball one was new
Mhm.
and this, yeah, so I do like that. I like that too. Oh,
They
Oh
this
yeah,
definitely are
I like
stepping it
the
up.
game.
y'all,
I like the games that they've done this season. Yeah.
this
Um,
3 y'all comment.
Shaw said, "Did we talk about Huda bringing up she wanted Jeremiah doing more this week at the fire pit? I
Oh my
didn't
god, that I was pissed when
coming
she
back
was
foot
doing
long.
that.
Okay, I must have missed this.
Do you know what I'm
Maybe I
talking? What he's talking about, right? Do you remember
I
when
know
they're
what you're
sitting at the
talking
fire
about.
pit and like she's just like, yeah, well, you need to like do more, and he's like, what? And he's like, do more, do more, and she's like, no, like I like do more to make me like understand that and know that you like me. I was like, why are you having this conversation right now? Like
It was
I would be
so
annoyed if I were him.
unnecessary. It was
I was
so
like, oh,
unnecessary. And I could tell he was frustrated, and I was frustrated for him. And I was like, this is what I'm talking about. She does too much. She doing too much. And it's like it's not even 10 days. It's not even
and
10
also
days.
though, like he was in a good place about her, I felt, because he had just recently had that conversation with Nick, and I felt like that like weird like mask that he had on when he was looking at her was gone, and then she came in, she's like, and she started doing that whole thing, and I'm like, yeah, he's gonna stop liking you, like you got to stop this like
I don't think she
neediness.
can though. I don't think she can. Like I don't believe everything everybody's saying outside the villa. This is another thing that everybody keeps saying stuff outside the villa. Like, situationships keep popping up and exes and all this stuff. And I'm gonna do a TikTok on it, but I loved what Alex from season 1 said. She's like 95% of us came on to our seasons with situationships. She's like, that is the nature of this show. And I keep saying, I don't care if you come on with a situationship. I don't care if you told them you're coming back to them. I have watched people. I watched Joseph Abden go on Big Brother with a situationship, call her in the jury house, tell her, no, we're not going to be together, and then go and pursue Taylor Hale. I don't need to care about your situationship.
No,
It got
me
nothing to
neither.
do with.
It's not a
I don't
commitment.
care
It's
if you got an
a
ex. I don't care if you got an ex. Now, if you got a baby mama or you married, like Andre from season 3, that's a whole different season. That's a whole different thing. Now, but situationships, people you text and talk about, I'm going into the villa, but if I come back, I'm coming back to you. I don't give a fuck about any one of those people.
On this show, but I do mind on like Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh yeah, no, Bachelor, that's
Yeah.
different. But I'm talking about
No,
Love
I'm just saying, like, I just didn't want to be a hypocrite being like,
Yeah.
on this show, I don't care. I would agree with you. I do not care about situationships. Like,
now this is
you don't
where
know if
her
you're getting on. You don't know if you're gonna meet anybody. Like,
I mean, I slightly care less on Bachelor though, because I'm just like, again, if you find out your man, your man is, or girl is on The Bachelor, y'all are broken up. I mean, I think that's telling. I think that's what they were trying to say. Should they have told you on the way on the plane? Like, yes, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna give you that. But y'all are broken up. I'm sorry.
You're broken up.
yeah,
I think this is where her Virgo. This is where her Virgo side comes into, Hannah, because we can be very critical, right? Like we can overly criticize everything, and I think she is thinking and analyzing and being very critical of him. That's why she like says good job when she feels like he does something appropriate that she wants and she envisions should be done and he doesn't. That's why she's like good job. And this is like, you need to do more. You need to do more. First of all, Ariana is talking to them. So why are you talking while she's talking? Second of all, it came out of nowhere. Like that's a conversation you pull him for a chat tomorrow to talk about. Why are you talking about that now? And y'all in these leather outfits. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's just.
I have said for the last how many episodes, she is fucking up the vibe.
Yeah,
she is. She's not making, like, I'm not saying you can't be serious. I like a good serious gal, but I'm saying she like serious and fun. Know when to relax and to have fun. You look unreal. Shake your ass in front of him and go about your business. Some girl kisses you, say I can do it better, and do that. Can we like please like and another thing I want to address, all these people who have vendettas against certain people in the villa. I want you to understand season 5 was a very dark timeline.
I didn't really even watch it properly.
Nobody I know that watched that season properly except for me, because I was covering that shit. And I'm telling you right now, I don't want that. I do not want what
Hannah and Marco. Hannah and
yeah,
Marco
yes, yeah. Season 5 and season 5 and season 10 of Love Island UK, dark things happened.
I don't remember season 10 right now.
We were going good at one point, and then all of a sudden, people did not know how to stay on code and started kicking Black people and people of color out the villa left and right, and we did not get good winners on either season. Can we like please stay on code? I don't care if you don't like Taylor. If he is with Alandria, you vote for him. And if you are just watching now because you watched season 6 last year, then you should still know better, because you almost saw Janae go home. If it was not for the fact that the producers were so far up Rob's ass, and don't sit there and tell no, they wanted to save Janae. No, the fuck they didn't. They wanted to save Rob, and they thought that the girls would have sent Rob's ass home with Andrea. But they wanted to make sure that didn't happen, and the byproduct of that was Janae got to stay, which made drama happen in the villa. They got a 2-for-1 deal, but they wanted to keep Rob in that villa. That's what that was for.
They absolutely did.
Please stay on code. I said this to you at the same time last year about Janae, and I said vote for both girls because they could go home. No, we don't want her with Hakeem. I don't care. I don't care. We will handle it later. Thank you.
But they need to we should be able to vote on what bombshells go in, because this is stupid. We waited for male bombshells, and then this is who they brought in.
We were supposed to have a vote at some point, and they like teased it on the app twice, and we have not had a vote.
And then we have not gotten the vote.
Checking, and they don't want Austin to go home.
Yeah,
they didn't want Amaya to go home. They don't want Huda to go home. Those people, like Huda, was doing really well at first because people thought Middle Eastern, she's gonna be the new Leah, and then she if you look in the app, her stock tanked big time. I don't think they want Austin to go home. Yes, Mary sees it. I think they're setting him up as the new Bergie. I personally feel that.
He's nothing like Bergie. He's nothing like Bergie.
Bergie's charming and sweet.
Yes. So, yeah. Can we all stay on code this time when the votes open up, please? Thank you.
But when are we going to vote? And stop bringing in all these people.
No, they need to bring in more people though, because I don't like any. Like I need,
but cute people.
Yeah,
cute people.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So we because even we were saying by this time last year we had Nicole, Andrea, Miguel, Liv all came into the villa, Hakeem and Connor. And how many people have
by
come
this
in?
time, it
By
had been already been 6.
By this time. By this time. And we've only had, since then, we've only had Charlie, Amaya, Hannah,
Sierra,
and Sia. 3 girls, 1 boy.
And now we got these 3. So
And
now we got 6.
2.
So now we got the same
and
amount.
I'm sorry. None of them are bombshelling. None of them. Even Sierra.
Iris might be, but sorry.
Yeah. Oh, since even Sierra, who I've liked eventually, when she came in with Charlie, I didn't feel like she was bombshelling as much.
Oh, I did. I thought that she was pretty sexy when she came in, and like I thought so, but I can understand not feeling it.
I didn't at first, but I think she's a good fit now. I didn't at first though when she first came in, and then I
guess also because I'd heard that she's friends with Johnny, and so maybe that's also why I was like I was already like I knew.
I heard after the fact.
Yeah, so that could be why I was like paying more attention. So changed it.
Because I didn't like her makeup, I didn't like what she was wearing. But then when we actually got to talk to her, I was like, oh, I like her. And then people kept saying, oh, Huda, Alandria, and Shelly are the new PPG, and I was like, I'm not seeing them. And then I was like, oh, Shelly, Alandria, and Sierra, if there's a PPG, that's the PPG.
Yeah,
and
that's way better.
Yeah. And if you look in photos, that's the PPG. But I didn't see it until the next episode. So and Hannah and Amaya, I thought they were okay, but then I like Amaya. I don't necessarily like her pursuit energy, but I like her. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but that's kind of
I think she just needs to have someone to just like shake her and tame her a little bit, you know what I mean? Like she just needs to be corralled a little bit, you know.
And Rachel is saying what I've been saying all week. Yeah. I hate when the producers give the boys too much power, too many female bombshells and grenade male bombshells. I don't like when they allow the men to take control of the game.
Yes, because they never make good decisions.
And Mary says it. Sierra feels like an OG. Yeah, she feels like definitely the live of the season, and I think it's telling, like that I feel like she fit in with them properly. So that was she was ultimately a really good bombshell. I just feel like it didn't right off the bat jump out as a bombshell to me.
Maybe it's just how they did it though, with like the whole blindfold thing, and then go to the hideaway. Like she wasn't walking in and everybody seeing her, you know what I mean? Like it was just separate, and then they came in after. I don't know. So it could be how they presented her.
Natalie feels like Shelly and Sierra should couple up. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm not seeing that they seem to want to do that. They seem to want to be with men.
She just wanted to kiss her.
I think if there was a girl that came to blow Shelly's mind, we would know. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
I feel.
I think I think she's pretty though.
She's pretty.
I think she's pretty.
I have to see how her energy is though, but
she's actually the first one that has walked in where I thought to myself, she's pretty. When she first walks in, then I'm like, oh, she's pretty, right? You know what I mean? Like I didn't think that about Hannah or Sierra at first. I love Sierra now, but Iris, as she's walking in, maybe because the lace and the leather, but she walked in and I was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? She's pretty.
Yeah. Amaya would have been amazing on Are You the One? She would have been amazing.
Yes, she would have. You're right.
Yes. You ate with that one.
I like that show.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've only watched one full season, and only because of Uche and Clinton, my fave. So I found out
Yes.
that they were on the show, and I want to see what their journey was like. And it's
Oh, you didn't
not
watch it while they were on there? I mean,
no, I
like
didn't
as it
know.
was. Oh wow! Yes,
That's
I
why I
went
watched
girl.
back
it.
and watched it, and very good season. That was a really good season.
It
So I
was
was glad I
good.
watched it, but it was different than I thought it was going to end up. So what's the boy and girl count? It is
It's one
Jer-
extra boy right now.
is it
Extra
one
boy.
extra boy? Okay. So it seemingly in a coupling, a boy is going to get dumped.
Yeah.
So if
Because the
it's
girl
not
got
going to be
dumped last
Austin, who's
time.
it going to
Belle that
be?
day. 9 girls
If
on
it's
it.
not Austin, it could be Charlie. I don't know. Jalen. I don't know. I think a
No,
lot of
because like
people.
they'll probably keep the new bombs safe, right?
Mhm.
No,
A
it's
lot of
more
people
boys
feel
than
like that Alandra is gonna leave Taylor for Jalen, and I'm just not seeing
I
that.
don't think. Well, I want to see the pressure. Let me see
Yeah.
if he has the charm, whatever.
Yeah, but I
Um,
mean, I'm sorry. The OVO tattoo alone would have me telling you to fuck off. I'm sorry. It's
what?
gross.
I'm
He had
Canadian. I
something
can't. I
tattooed
have
on
to
his
support
back.
it.
I didn't see what that
I'm
was.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's
The
not a right hand count. That's
OVO
not a right hand
is a Drake's
Drake
That's what I
thing.
said. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm Canadian. I have to like support it. I was just joking.
it would give me the ick. I'm sorry. Like, no. And then it's over his, like, under his belly button, over his.
I
Oh,
did. I
like,
did. I did. Maybe it doesn't say that. Maybe it says Novo, and it's like a nickname
do
for his
you want me to show
grandfather.
you the close up on Twitter?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's embarrassing. Then
Yeah,
it's very,
Taylor has that alpha 8
yeah,
tattoo.
but that I understand because it's for
okay.
It's fraternity.
his fraternity, because somebody thought it was Planet of the Apes, but I was when somebody's like, I thought it was for the alphas, and I was like, oh, that's what I thought too. And somebody else was like, oh, it's Planet of the Apes, how icky. And I was like, but I think it's for the alphas. And somebody's like,
No,
yeah,
it's
I'm pretty sure it's for the alphas. So I don't mind that tattoo. It's huge, but I don't mind it because I get it. Like, that's the stuff that fraternities do. So
yeah.
I don't mind it so much. But
Mhm.
yeah. Let me see if I can find this bookmarked. Did I bookmark it? Um uh no, I didn't, but I think I liked it. Yeah, no, I want it's like Jalen would I would not know what to do with myself because I would I can't be around him. What the hell is that?
Put a
Uh,
shirt on.
no.
But speaking of Rob, do you guys see that he's a rumored cast of Traitors 4?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I
Really?
said it was either going to be him or someone from PPG or Cordell. I thought that was pretty much a given. So when he wasn't on the spinoff, I was like, he'll probably be on Traders. Not surprised. I'm so not surprised whatsoever.
So Mara, this is why she's not hosting. It's not about her personal life and all that stuff that we
Yeah.
thought. She's not hosting.
Boo, tomato,
She's
tomato.
Traitors.
Boo, tomato,
She'll be on
tomato.
the Traitors though.
Yeah, boo, tomato. Please don't bring her back for After Sun. Thank you.
They are.
Oh no, I hate it. I
Now,
can't.
who's going to be the host this week? Because it made it seem like it was going to be a new host.
Oh, is it? No, I thought Sophie was back.
Okay, because the thing said new host, and then it said and Serena and Janae.
I think that means Sophie. I think Sophie's covering for her
Okay.
until she until Mara comes back. Unfortunately, which but yeah, I would have rather Janae host, to be honest.
Yeah.
So oh, here it is. Oh, no, that's not the close up.
Yeah, Moira Higgins was
Tiffany from
replaced
Big
as
Brother is
host
going to
on
be on
Love
there.
Island.
Tiffany from Big Brother, and then
My boss.
Yes, I can't wait to watch Rob play. I am excited to see him play.
I am
like,
excited for that too.
So excited.
Yeah.
So excited.
So here, OG
I need to.
Why? Why
big
would he
stream.
do that? Blow it out a little. Like, just let me see.
Oh, it's going farther away. Oh, no. Yeah, it won't let me blow it up farther than that.
Okay.
I'm zooming on my screen.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And you see it's under his belly button.
Oh, like, this is well. It's like O's on each side, and the V is underneath his belly button, like making an arrow pointing down. That's awful. That is awful.
No, I can't do it. I can't do it. No.
Why would he do that? Why would he do that?
No, please send him home.
What kind of Drake stand do you have to be to do that?
I don't know. Maybe it was a dare.
Undare. Remove it. Like, please. No, I can't. I'm sorry, guys. I can't. Like, I'm not a big tattoo person, but please, like,
I have no tattoos. So.
There is no reason for that. There's no reason for that.
Rob from RHAP, Mary. That
Rob Sesternino.
And he covers it, so this should be interesting because he knows like how things go, and I listen to the podcast with him and Puya, like when they talk about it. So this will be very interesting.
It'll be very interesting. Well, and especially what I love about it is the fact that I think that he got snubbed for season 50 of Survivor.
Yeah, that was crazy to me.
I mean, he's what I'd say one person that has really put his whole life into Survivor, you know?
Right.
And he's usually quite respected by Jeff, and like he's done different hosting things for Jeff or whatever. And so he was in the mix. And the fact that he didn't make the cut, like out of like the first few seasons of Survivor, it's like
I didn't understand that. That was strange to me.
Right? Like,
yeah,
Jonathan Young, but not Rob. Anyways,
why did there have to be 3 people from the season that just ended? I was like,
2 people that we don't even know? It's supposed to be in the hands of fans.
It was just too much. It was just too much.
So I think this is a better gig, to be honest. And so what is CBS's loss is NBC's gain, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then let me say this. Also, Nene turned it down. So they got Portia.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. So what I heard, so reality TV fan or they which put out the rumored cast first this morning, had said that they had heard that people started dropping out because they weren't paying them this season. Not paying them at all, but just like not pay as much. And I said, because the rumored cast before was eaten. It was like Tiffany. I knew Taylor wasn't going to be there because, spoiler alert, she's going to be on the Amazing Race Big Brother version. So once she dropped out, and I think she dropped out personally, this is just an observation, not because I know personally, but my opinion personally is that she probably dropped out after all the Danielle stuff happened. I think she just got turned all the way off from.
Yeah.
Danielle. I was like, what happened? Right.
So I think she agreed to do the Amazing Race rather than go on Traders because she was slated for Traders, and so which makes sense.
I'm also glad because I don't want her and Tiffany thing to play out in front of people.
Oh God, that's what they were trying to do.
No, I don't even know if that's what they were trying to do, but yes, I'm also that's a byproduct of one thing. I'm glad that's not happening. And then who else? So it was Nene, was Tiffany Pollard, New York. And then it was, I've heard Taylor. I'd been hearing Taylor for months. And then there was one other person. I was like, oh, this cast, like, I was like getting excited.
Right. But House of Villain gave New York more money to come back there. So she dropped out of Traders and was like, I'm going back to the House of Villain. Because they want her to do every season, I guess, and be on every single season.
Someone from Love Island, USA 6. So I was like, I'm okay with this cast. If this is the cast, I'm not as excited for the cast. Like, there's a few people I'm just like, okay, I'm excited to see them play. Dorinda, they could have kept. Colton, they definitely should have kept. I'm also hearing they might bring on Casey Anthony. If they do that, I think that would be absolutely gross. I think they should, if they have not, send her ass back on the plane and send her home. Do not do that. And there was somebody else that was rumored. I forget who. I like Johnny Weir. I like Tara Lipinski with Johnny Weir. I could see Johnny being a absolute traitor. And Portia, I just, again, she's either going to go home early or she's gonna
go home early because she don't even know it's 365 days in a year. She ain't figuring nobody out. She don't know what's going on.
Or she's gonna be a goat to the end.
It depends on if if the other housewives want to work with her, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know who she's gonna end up working with.
Mary, absolutely no. Thank you. I don't need that woman's sister to get anything. No. Please, I've heard enough of her in one lifetime.
Oh yeah, I did hear Frankie dropped out as well.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
They?
Yeah, let's see. Who else? Who else is on that cast that was like, oh, I'm excited to see them play? It's not that many.
Lisa Rinna.
She'll be fun commentary, I think. Better than Dorinda, but I don't really know much Dorinda. I just know what I saw last night.
Such a hissy fit because she was the first one.
Yeah, and that's why I don't want her back. I hope they cut her again first. Monet Exchange.
She'll be great.
Fun. That'll be fun. And who else?
Dang, I don't watch Drag Race, so this will be my first time seeing her.
Oh, Travis Kelce's mom.
That was random. Was that not random? Their mama? That was very random.
Yes, but she seems fun.
Yes, she does, but I just thought it was random.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, there's a few people they could have really kept, like Colton. I'm gonna keep saying, and Maura. Yes, you know, I like her. They could have kept both of them.
Oh, Ian Terry is the other person you're thinking of. That you just shouldn't remember, but I don't need to see him necessarily, but that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know nothing about Ian, but people either liked his game or, you know, thought it was okay. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays traders. I'm always interested to see how Big Brother people.
Candace is gonna be on there.
Candace. Candace. I'm excited to see Candace play. I don't think she's gonna win. I'm just excited to see what she brings, the energy she brings to the show.
I want to like her again, so I'm excited to see her on this. I just got so exhausted. I ride for Giselle, and she's my soror, and Candace had just become too toxic on the show, like them, and so I really started to have a distaste for her. But you know, now she's had some time away, had the baby, and this is a different environment, so I want to like her again. So I hope. You know.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch her like do something outside of because I do think I don't always agree with things like she tweets, but she is pretty smart.
Oh yeah.
So I can see her doing. I see her doing well. Like I don't have much hope for Portia, but I have more hope for Candace.
Crying at the round table and make a little cry angle napkin and being in there crying and sniffing when somebody accused her of being a traitor. I know how that's gonna go, but I'm excited to see that. And her and Portia get along well, so I'm sure they'll stick together.
Yeah. So I'm again going to beg, and we're almost done because I know we went on a whole traders tangent. But I am again going to beg a civilian season. I need a civilian season. We need a full civilian season. Yeah, they have to do that. Like, it's time. Y'all are worried about money? Give us a civilian season. They'll do it for pennies, and then they just want to win the money. Please and thank you. Please and thank you.
I'm enjoying obviously these seasons of the celebrity ones, but I really would prefer to have. I love just seeing people discover the game and like figure it out, and don't have any extra information really to know if someone's lying to you or not. Oh, your past history. Oh, let me target Big Brother and Survivor because they're from these types of games. Like, there's none of that. If someone does have an advantage because he plays social strategy games, nobody knows about it. So like, I feel like it's everyone's on equal footing, and it's a more interesting gameplay.
I agree. Right. I agree. So coming up, so tomorrow I will not be here. I will be chaperoning my son's prom. Guys, I'll be in and out for the next week. My sons are both graduating. One graduates next Tuesday, the other one graduates next Monday. So expect a little bit of delays from me for those episodes at least. So tomorrow night I will not be able to cover the episode, the Friday night episode. So I will double up some time over the weekend. Either I'll cover it Saturday. I know Chantel and I are trying to do also UK at some point this weekend.
We'll catch up. Yeah. I'll catch up, and then we'll be back on track.
Yeah, and then I'm targeting. Trying to target. Maybe I will do it after Sun on Saturday night. So we see our girls, Serena and Janae, on After Sun on Saturday night at 9 p.m. And then I will cover Friday's episode and the After Sun episode. So I'm leaning towards doing something like that
on Saturday. Mm-hmm.
Yes. If not, maybe both of them sometime Sunday at some point before the Sunday episode. So I will let you guys know. Keep a watch on my socials. Remember to subscribe and follow. Put on the notification buttons because we up and down right now for the next week. As well as, if you haven't watched, Janae entered the Destination X game. If you haven't watched, I have not, but I will catch up. And we can
you haven't watched it?
I haven't got to watch it yet. But we can chit chat about that as well. What's your thoughts about her on Destination X? I love me some Janae, you know that. And if you haven't seen, again, Beyond the Villa will premiere July 13th, Sunday, July 13th, with another episode that Thursday. I will cover Beyond the Villa. We'll just chit chat. I'm not saying that I'm watching every scene. I will more than likely write Kendall went to visit somebody, and that's probably going to be it for me with Kendall. So that, but I'm excited to talk about the short format. I love the trailer. It gave me very much old school reality TV vibes. It was
felt like really, a Vanderpump early seasons.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see what it gives us. And I'm excited to see where it goes. So also, I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but I'm kind of contemplating doing Bachelor in Paradise. Contemplating it. I don't know.
I might. I don't know if I'm going to do it either. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I have time or not. I can't tell.
I'm definitely going to watch it.
I'll watch it, but I don't.
Yeah. The thing is,
I'll alternate weeks or something.
Yeah, I think by that time this will have winded down. UK will still be on, but it'll be just really Beyond the Villa and Bachelor in Paradise.
That's actually not too bad.
So that's not bad. The only issue would be if Perfect Match comes on at that point, because I want to cover Perfect Match.
Okay, I don't want to cover Perfect Match, so
yeah. So that's my only issue right now is whether it conflicts with the timing of one other show that I know I want to cover this summer. Otherwise, I don't really have much other things in the middle of the summer that I want to cover. And then Love Island Games, I'm expecting early fall.
Yeah, that's
so fun. Then I'll cover that probably. I'm interested in seeing what they do with that cast. So that is where we are with the long-term prognosis of what we're covering. I will go back to my Patreon and start. I have a lot of videos to edit. The problem is, like, I don't have an editor. So everything's on me, and I've been busy. So we'll have that. But otherwise, follow me on all socials for that. And I'll give you my socials in a minute. Chantel, you can tell the people what you're up to.
Actually, you guys might find this fun, but I've been talking about Flavor of Love season 1 with Chappelle on his channel. Recap. Oh my god, I always such a tongue twister. Recap Kickback.
Yes.
And so we covered episode 1. I have never seen the show before because
Really?
we didn't get VH1 in Canada, and so I obviously knew who New York was, Tiffany Pollard. I'd seen her on Celebrity Big Brother and like other shows. People used to tell me that I looked like her, and I was like, who is this person? And so I'm seeing her origin story properly. And so we're recapping that once a week. So likely going live on Fridays on his channel. So make sure you guys go over there, subscribe to his channel as well. Come on live and hang out with us as we watch me experience Flavor of Love for the first time right in front of your eyes.
Oh yeah, definitely check that out. He was talking about he wanted to do that, so that would be it. That's gonna be interesting. I'll have to duck into y'all.
I cannot figure out why those people wanted that man. I used to be like, I can't believe they wanted.
The only person I ever believed wanted that man is Tiffany Pollard. Yeah. And if you are headed over to Recap Kickback, I did cover the TV series Forever with them. So it was an 8-episode series of season 1, and I covered it on that channel. Very fun. Love the series. I've encouraged everybody to watch it. Based on the Judy Blume book. So that was fun. So Miss TJ, do you have anything going on?
No, I'm not. I don't know. I'm thinking about trying to venture out on my channel and cover Love is Blind UK when it comes out.
Do it!
I'm thinking about doing that. And I'm also thinking about Big Brother, but I haven't decided.
Yeah. Big Brother, I'm not gonna do. I've been asked
those things. I love Big Brother. So, but yeah, that's what I have going on.
But when the Big Brother version of Amazing Race comes out, I will cover that because I love the Amazing Race. And since I know everybody that is there, I will cover that. That will be in the fall.
Chantel usually covers that too.
Yes. But I'm definitely going to cover that on my channel. I love the Amazing Race. That used to be the Amazing Race and the Mole were my two favorite competition reality TV shows. And then at some point, CBS did this thing with football and 60 Minutes, and I could never keep up with the Amazing Race as much, on the channel. But I love the Amazing Race. I love the format, so I will definitely cover it. Now that we know like every single one of the characters, I'm excited to see who pulls that out. And so definitely something I'm targeting for the fall. But I won't cover Big Brother. I'm sorry, guys, if you followed me here because of my Big Brother coverage like 2 years ago. I'm sorry, I can't cover it because they delete live feeds every night, and that was the only way that
maybe they'll change it. They haven't announced whether they're going to do that again. It's too hard though. It is very hard to keep up.
It is very hard to keep up. I'm like at work, and that's what I used to. Yeah, I used to come home after work and like rewind the live feeds and like watch them all through the rest of my night, and then take my little notes and then cover the season, and it was fun. I can't do that. If I can't watch live feeds, I cannot cover it.
You know what I end up doing, because I do the live feed updates with Taryn.
Yeah.
They do give me a link, but it's a link of the quad cam, which is like very hard to like watch. So I screen record the channel if I have to leave the house, and so I'll do a StreamYard for each one of the channels.
Okay,
and I will go back and I'll watch them. So it does 10 hours for you. So that's what I had been doing. It's annoying for sure.
I was gonna say, I'm sure it's hard.
But like I was doing that off of Peacock or Pluto, and just recording if I had to leave. You know what I mean? I couldn't watch it live at home.
Yeah.
But even if I'm watching live at home, I like being able to just go back. Like I don't want to necessarily sitting there being like, okay, I'm gonna do this whole thing. You know?
Right. I like being able to go back and say, okay, I want to hear this conversation because this one looked interesting. Oh, I'm gonna come back to this conversation because it looked like it just ramped up. I don't. That's the only reason why I don't cover Big Brother, because I'm the type of person I like my research. I need all of my information, and people are like, oh, well, you can listen to Taryn. Yes, Taryn and I don't always agree on everything. I I agree with him on a lot of things, but he might see things in a different way than
Absolutely.
I see things. That's why we all have our opinions and coverage and different things we can bring to you. You know, we also are not the
Absolutely.
same types of people. So I love Taryn, but sometimes he sees things one way and I'm like, oh, I didn't see it like that at all. You know
Yeah,
what I
if
mean?
I don't want to watch the live feeds, I will be. I just would watch Taryn, but
Hmm.
like because I'm covering it, I do keep up with the live feeds right
Yeah.
now. So
Yeah. So
it's annoying though.
it is. So I'm excited to see though. I'll try to duck it. I did like last season in general, even though I didn't watch every episode. It just it was better than the season before. I will say that. I like the season before's theme. I liked last season's characters, I would say.
Mhm.
So excited to see where we go from there with this. You know, they've implemented some stuff. There, listen, you never know what you're gonna get. It always depends on the people that enter into the Big Brother house. To be honest, so
Absolutely.
so I'm excited to see that. So yeah, that's the long-term prognosis. I'm excited, but yeah, so I will see you guys back sometime this weekend. And as
Absolutely
always,
excited.
can
It's
comment
Father's
down.
Day.
Yeah, you comment down your thoughts below. Where are you with all the couples? Who are you thinking of dumping? Please do not dump my girls because I
No,
will be very
they
upset.
won't get dumped.
Stay on code. Please stay on code. That's all I ask.
They won't get
And
dumped.
so I'm excited to see where this season keeps going. I like the season
I
so
like
far.
it.
I don't think of season 6 when I watch the show. I think of season 7, which means they're doing their job. And I like that they went out and got influencers. I know a lot of people are mad about that. I like that they went out and got influencers and models because I feel like they don't really care. They just do whatever the hell they want to. And I'm enjoying watching them just do crazy stuff every day. Whereas I think if it was regular people, they'd be too much trying to be in their head, trying to get to the end of the show.
I don't know. I
Well,
think
some
if
of
it
these
was
people are
regular
still trying to get
people,
to the end of the show
they
and play
might just
games.
be.
So
We might
I
just be
think
a
it'd
little
be
more
more
authentic, and we might get more love stories. You know.
maybe. I think we would get maybe more people doing a Jeremiah only because of season 6. That's
Uh,
it. But that's my thoughts. Like I said, but I'm also the person who doesn't think Ace is trying to win the show, and not everybody seems to think that. So
I'm enjoying it though so far.
yeah. So yes, as always, follow me at Entertainment in Color and Entertainment in Media on Twitter. And yeah, so we will see you guys sometime this week. We'll be back covering Love Island in all its beautiful forms. And make sure you watch this week's After Sun. You ain't got to watch every After Sun, but you got to watch this one because Janae and Serena will be on, and they are also supposed to be giving us, spilling some of the tea about the Beyond the Villa. And I hope that they give us some thoughts of what they think of this season if they have watched. So we shall see. Yes. Well, Serena's a big reality TV girly, so I'm sure she might have seen a couple of episodes. I'm not sure about Janae
I mean, I wouldn't
because
go on the After Sun if I hadn't watched the episodes, right? Like, I think
yeah,
it's probably why they're on early in the season, so like they don't have to watch
Yeah.
that many.
yeah. That's fair. Also, I hope that they maybe went into the villa and hosted a game, but that's my hope.
They might.
So they've been there for a while. So I hope I'm.
Yeah, they've been having cute photo shoots and at the
Yes.
spa and at the beach stuff.
Yeah. That'd be great. So as Mary said, bye for now. We'll see you
Bye.
next